service for a year. Plus, ask about getting $300 back when you include Xfinity Mobile with your internet. Amazing, right? More tuba!
Simple, easy, awesome. Get our best deal of the year with DVR service free for a year and even more speed. Plus, ask how to save on your wireless bill when you include Xfinity Mobile with your internet. Click, call, or visit us today.
We're just 3 years in our football program, but I want to tell you ahead of time, it's our plan to have our athletic program comparable to USC, to Notre Dame, to Alabama, to anybody in time.
It's a day that's been over 40 years in the making. The Liberty Flames begin their inaugural season as a member of the Football Bowl subdivision. Welcome to Williams Stadium. Rhett McGibbon here alongside Pat Kelly and Matt Kamari. Guys, I got the chills, the sweats, the excitement. The moment's finally here. The rain delay is over. But for you guys that have actually worn the Liberty jersey, what's this mean to you?
This is Christmas morning. I mean, you're talking about guys that for the last year have been hitting one another. They've been going through summer camp. They've been going through 10, 12-hour days in the hot tub, in the cold tub. They're working with one another. This is the culmination of all of your hard work where you finally get to go and play against another team, take out your aggression on another team.
Rhett, Pat's exactly right. It is Christmas morning for Liberty football and new season, but also Liberty itself with the new era in Liberty football. The FBS era has begun. Fortunate enough to play on 4 Big South championship teams. It's great to see where the program was and where it's going.
Let's dive into today's game with our impact players. And you're going with a guy here, Keyshawn Strong, a guy that his career high is 12 touches in a game, but you see him as the player to watch today.
Absolutely, he's the player to watch, Rhett. 12 carries. He hasn't seen the field since 2016, but when he was on the field in 2016, very explosive player, very agile, very good out of the backfield catching the pass. So with Liberty's defense and their struggles and stopping the run, having a running back they haven't been able to see film on, it's going to be really interesting to watch tonight.
Pat, you're not going with Buckshot. You're not going with AGG, the guy that single-handedly took down the Bears. You're going with B.J. Farrell.
Yeah, Gandy Golden who? Really, you look at B.J. Farrell. This is a guy that over the last 3 years has been the picture of consistency. He's a guy that's had over 30 catches each of the last 3 years. He needs 6 catches to surpass 100 catches for his career. 10 touchdowns last year. This is a guy that's an explosive playmaker. I think when he gets the ball in his hands, he can do some really good things. So he's definitely going to be a guy to watch.
Some breaking news that just came out. Josh Probert, the kicker for the Flames, is out. Aaron Pert is in. Probert, the staple back there for 3 years. What's this mean for Liberty?
Well, there's 3 phases to football. It's offense, defense, and special teams. When it comes to flipping the field position, it's very key, especially against a team like ODU with this experience at the FBS level. So it's going to be hard. It's going to be interesting to see what Coach Gill and his staff does when it comes to long field goals or trying to win the field position game.
Yeah, you might see a lot of fourth downs. Hey, we're going for it if you're in the offensive half at this point. Well, hey, make sure you stay with us. History is set to begin. It's the Monarchs and the Flames. Matt Warner and Joe Yock with the call when we return.
Carter Bank & Trust has supported Liberty University for over 3 decades. When many were skeptical of Liberty's vision, our founder, Worth Harris Carter Jr., understood the vision and saw its potential. His instincts were correct. Liberty University has become a regional economic engine. We continue Mr. Carter's legacy by working with determined visionaries to transform potentials into realities every day. As with Liberty University, Carter Bank & Trust is proud of the past, focused on the future.
For more than 120 years, we've been there. In churches and schools, camps and senior living centers. We've been there in times of joy and in the most difficult moments, in times of loss. And our success has been measured not by the bottom line, but by our unwavering commitment to protecting our customers so they can continue their important work. Church Mutual Insurance Company, protecting the greater good.
some things become traditions. Thank you for making yours Foster Fuels.
An historic evening in Lynchburg, Virginia, as the Liberty Flames officially make the move to the ranks of the FBS and welcome in Commonwealth foe ODU to begin the 2018 season. Welcome to Williams Stadium alongside former North Carolina and CFL receiver Joe Yock. I'm Matt Warner. And Joe, so much excitement here in Lynchburg, certainly for the start of this FBS season, but also a lot to prove for both of these teams. Liberty out to prove they belong at this level. Old Dominion out to prove last year's 5-loss season just a blip on the radar and that they're trending upwards as a program. A lot to prove and a lot to get excited about to kick off 2018.
So exciting. In 1973, Chip Smith scored the first touchdown for Liberty Baptist College on Treasure Island about 10 minutes from here. 45 years later, we are here at Williams Stadium, Liberty versus Old Dominion, FBS football. It doesn't get any better than this, as Mills Lane, the world-famous referee, said, "Let's get it on."
Let's get it on. Kickoff to the Flames, and it's bobbled and picked up on the turf there inside the 20, so a bit of a struggle right out of the gate, and some words following that play as Frankie Hickson unable to hang on to the football to start things. The Flames will get it on their own 18 to begin the evening. There's Stephen Buckshot Calvert, quarterback for the Flames, coming off a record-setting sophomore season. A program record 29 touchdowns, over 3,300 yards. And remember this, a year ago in their opener, led the Flames to a huge upset win over the Baylor Bears in Waco. 4 receivers, make that 3 receivers for the Flames to start things off. They give it up the middle, and right away some room to run. Tori Matthews getting outside and steps out of bounds as he crosses the 30. A good start for this Liberty Flames offense as we take a look at some of the starters for the Flames. This is a group that returns 9 starters from a year ago, an explosive offense that averaged 32.5 per game in 2017. Buckshot swinging it out of the backfield this time. Gandy Golden on the reception, and he'll pick up 3. Joe, right away you're seeing some tempo. This is what this Liberty offense wants to do, move fast.
They're moving fast, and Kentori bounces to the outside, shows great vision to get to the sidelines and make a really nice run for a good first play to start the season.
3 receivers set, 1 back in the backfield alongside Buckshot Calvert. Fakes the handoff, now looking down the seam, finds his man, and the catch made by B.J. Farrow. You heard our crew talk about him in the pregame. A player to watch, certainly. The seniors made some big plays for the Flames over the years.
Spot on by Buckshot. B.J. Farrow on the slant, hits him on the money, first down, moving the chains.
Flames in ODU territory. Tori Matthews in the backfield next to Buckshot. They give it to him, stumbles forward, tripped up a bit, but able to fall forward for 3 yards.
This is what Liberty's going to have to do. You run the ball up the middle, get a few yards. You don't have to get 15, 20 yards, 3, 4 yards a pop, set up that passing game.
Flames struggled running the football at times a year ago. That is a key for them, establishing that run, and Matthews has been the guy thus far. Second down, Buckshot swings it to the outside, catch made, first down. That's B.J. Farrow again, so 2 early receptions for the senior. Take a look at that Old Dominion defense. This is a group as well. They bring back a lot of playmakers, and a key guy to watch, number 7, the defensive end, O'Shane Zimenez. A guy that really caught the attention of folks around the country. Great pass rusher off the edge. Catches made by Stubbs, gets loose inside the 10 to the house. Welcome to the FBS. You could not have drawn up a better first drive if you're Turner Gill and the Flames than what you just saw.
Matt, when the offensive coordinator gets out his first 10 play card, that puts a smile on his face.
You saw the shiftiness there by DJ Stubbs. Is now the extra point attempt. Up and through, and that's Aaron Pert, who's filling in for the injured Alex Probert. No problem there as the Flames in no time, less than 2 minutes, hang a touchdown on the board. So that's that explosive offense we talked about from a season ago. Doesn't look like they've slowed down much here in 2018.
Not at all. I tell you, you can see what Liberty's trying to accomplish. You tell a lot about a team in those first 10 plays, and it only took them a few plays to score, but they started out with a run, hit the short passing game. I'll tell you what, Liberty had made a statement right there.
Now DJ Stubbs getting the start today. Damian King, normally the starter in that H position at the wide receiver spot, suspended for this ball game. So Stubbs, just a sophomore out of Jacksonville, Florida, moving into the starting role. And boy, you make plays like that, you may not give it up.
You get the ball into DJ Stubbs' hands, as they like to say, he's quick as a hiccup.
Well, he showed some elusiveness now as this crowd in a revamped, renovated Williams Stadium. They've increased their capacity to about 25,000 now, and the students across the way absolutely rocking, despite almost an hour rain and lightning delay that we experienced. Some folks still trickling in here, but boy, this crowd is into it, and why not with the way that it started for the Flames.
Matt, you know how Dorothy said they said in The Wizard of Oz, you're not in Kansas anymore? Well, you're not on Treasure Island anymore.
This is a little bit different as the Flames booted away. Taken at the 7-yard line. That's Isaiah Harper, a dangerous return man, tripped up and dropped at the 25. Harper, Conference USA Special Teams Player of the Year a season ago, but the Flames handle that without a problem. Well, here's the young quarterback, and I mean that when I say it, for Old Dominion, Stephen Williams. He's a sophomore, just 18, was starting last year as a 17-year-old. He's the second youngest player to ever start an FBS game at the quarterback position, but they feel like he's mature enough to handle it, certainly athletic enough to handle it, and they expect him to really take a leap here in his sophomore campaign. Give goes right up the middle, and that's Keyshawn Strong taking the handoff. As we take a look at the Old Dominion offense, ODU, a squad that averaged just over 20 points per game a year ago. But again, they felt like they had to be kind of vanilla with Williams at quarterback, trying to break him in. Perhaps could see some different looks now this go round as another handoff gets them about a half a yard shy of the first down marker. So it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Matt, you can clearly see what Old Dominion's trying to do. On the first play of the game, they started in an unbalanced line to run the football. When you get into an unbalanced line, you're sending a message on the first play of the game that we want to run the football.
Devin Pearson hustling in, big D tackle for the Flames, try to give them some added bulk there at the interior line. And now a whistle on the field. And we're going to get Old Dominion, I believe, calling a timeout.
First short timeout.
So an early timeout for the Monarchs as on a 3rd and short, they want to make sure they're on the same page. And the last thing you want to do is have some miscommunication there and end up punting it away here early in a very convertible 3rd down opportunity. So we'll take a break here. A fast start for this Liberty Flames offense in their first game ever as an FBS member.
Monday Night Football is in your future.
We all want to see if these Jets fly. Stafford slinging frozen ropes, Gruden's return, and the game's ultimate weapon. So bring on Monday. Because Mondays are made for Monday Night Football. Jets Lions at 7:10 and Rams Raiders at 10:15, September 10th on ESPN.
Back at Williams Stadium, big 3rd and short coming up for Old Dominion. This offense trying to convert here early. Last season just converted on 34% of their 3rd down opportunities. Keyshawn Strong in the backfield behind Stephen Williams. Williams, a mobile kid, he could keep it as well in this situation. They give it to Strong, bottled up, tied up, and dropped for a loss. That Liberty defense snows him under and comes up big on 3rd down.
Fantastic defensive line play by Liberty right there. Being able to build that wall in the 3-4 defense. Have the running back has nowhere to go. Huge stop on 3rd down for the Flames.
Exactly right. They did all over. You saw Isaac Steele come down from that safety position to provide some run support as well, and they're going to force a punt here on the first drive for Old Dominion. Now a whistle.
That will get a coach fired up, Matt. Not having enough men out on your punt team. Ran him out late and had to burn a timeout. That young man is going to get what they call...
What do they call it, Joe?
They call it a chewing. We're just going to stay there.
Okay.
We're going to stay there.
All right. So the first penalty of this ball game will back them up. Actually, they get Old Dominion with the timeout there.
Correct.
Yeah, so yeah.
They ran him on late to the field. Coach didn't like it. Had to burn a second timeout. Those are the little things that come back to haunt you late in the game or late in this first half when you're trying to make a drive and put some points on the board and the clock runs out on you.
So 2 timeouts taken by Old Dominion, and we're not even, what, 4 minutes into this ball game. Now they're set to punt it away. Bailey Kate. Nope, they're trying to fake it. It did not work. They tried to snap it to the up man, it appeared. He bobbled it. The whistle's blown. They say his forward progress is stopped. And what a break for this Liberty Flames squad. We'll take another look at that. I assume it was a fake.
Yeah, that was clearly a fake, Matt. They tried to snap it to the up back, and he just dropped the ball.
Here's another look. Yeah, you're exactly right. Boy, a gamble early on from Old Dominion. Bobby Wilder taking a risk, and it does not pay off. The Flames now get it in fantastic field position at the 30 going in.
That's surprising this early in the game. Run a fake punt, but.
So the gamble doesn't work out. The Flames come right back onto the field. Kentori Matthews in the backfield with Buckshot. 3 wide receiver set. Calvert slings it in and out of the hands of B.J. Farrow. A very similar play to what we saw in the first drive. B.J. just unable to hang on.
Those are the catches you have to make in these types of games when it's nip and tuck.
Farrow normally sure-handed, the senior from right here in Lynchburg. Again, 3 receivers for the Flames. They'll spread you out as Buckshot makes an adjustment at the line. Give up the middle, Matthews. Rolls forward for about 3, brings up 3rd and long. Turner Gill, head coach for the Liberty Flames in his 7th season. Of course, many folks know him from his days as quarterback at Nebraska, a Heisman finalist. 41-29 record here at Liberty. And has helped take them to this FBS level, which they find themselves in right now.
Critical 3rd down for Liberty here after the turnover.
3rd and 8. Frankie Hickson in at the running back spot now. Buckshot looking downfield, has time. Looking for his tight end, and that's caught by Zach Fouts. It's going to be short of the marker. And now comes the question, with your starting kicker Alex Probert injured, Aaron Pert, JUCO kid, will they run him out there? And it looks like the answer is no. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
A little bit surprised at that, Matt. You have a backup kicker, and he's on the sidelines ready to play in the game. Maybe give him a boost of confidence, give him a chance to make one.
4th and 3. Flames really good on 4th down a year ago. Buckshot trying to draw him off sides with no luck. Liberty 69% of the time they were able to convert on 4th down a year ago. Play clock winding down at 5. Here's the snap. Buckshot slings it out wide. The catch is made. A tackle broken. He falls forward, and he's going to have the 1st down. Frankie Hickson, local kid. Looked like he might be stopped short, lowers the shoulder. Hickson not a big guy, but boy, did he ever lower the boom.
Guts and determination on 4th and 3 by Frankie Hickson. Very impressive.
JoJo Hedden got to know him up close and personal. Buckshot now slinging it. Gandy Golden had it, lost it. So a couple of opportunities for the Flames receivers, kind of off that run pass option look, and they've been unable to hold on to the football on this drive.
Yeah, that's tough. That's 2 drop balls right there, especially after the play action, being able to get those linebackers moved up. It opens up that window for the receivers to catch that slant pass. You need to make those plays.
The handoff running near side is Hickson. He tight ropes along the sideline and knocked out of bounds at about the 4.5.
That's a well-designed offensive play right there. Being able to get the back to get up into the line of scrimmage, bounce it outside, get your guard pulled around and create a wall there. Fantastic play.
Flames had some issues in the red zone a year ago. Buckshot looking, throwing all by himself. Gandy Golden, touchdown. Well, that was just a simple pitch and catch.
That's nice football. Up-tempo football. Running the ball, throwing the ball, well executed. Liberty is off to a fantastic start. ODU needs to regroup right now.
Last season, Buckshot Calvert, of his 29 touchdown passes, only 6 came from in the red zone. They struggled in that area of the field, but a good start for him in this Liberty offense here this evening. Pert on for the extra point. It's up and through, and the Flames out to a 14-0 lead on opening night against Old Dominion. ODU gambled, it didn't pay off, and the Flames cash in with the short field.
We were designed to be creative. We were meant to seek the truth, to explore the world around us. Challenges, we embrace them. Compromise, never. We are a community dedicated to championing the gospel. We are champions for Christ.
Welcome back, Ramblers. We're here checking out reports of UFOs and even alien abductions. But first, I want to thank our sponsors for setting us up with this sweet truck. What? Whoa, not again! Hey, my wallet's in there! Is that Dave?
Billy Craft Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, how may I help
Yeah,
you?
we had a little trouble with the truck. Hey, one second.
You again, Rick?
Did you get my wallet?
Rick?
Anyway.
I want to be appreciated for who I am.
To immerse myself.
To find myself.
To feel challenged.
Inspired by my surroundings.
Encouraged by my faculty.
I need a place where I can innovate.
Be bold.
Try things my way.
Develop my own passions.
Create my own traditions.
Be the game changer.
Old Dominion University. Your future success begins here.
14-0 Liberty on top of Old Dominion in this 2018 season opener. Time to check in with the third member of our crew, Bobby Boland, with more on the Flames' transition to the FBS level.
That's right, guys. This game is so much more than just a home opener for this university. You know, this place is built on one man's vision who absolutely loved football, and he wanted to see this team play at the highest level of football. And although he's not here to see it, he has a stadium packed full of people who are excited to see this vision come to pass. But there is one guy in this stadium who wants to live out this vision, and that's Turner Gill. I asked him this week, you know, out of all the moments you've been a part of in football, where does this one stand? And he said, you know, this one makes its own category. He says, I know one thing, when I run out through that tunnel, I'll be thinking of how privileged I get to be the coach of the team, and that he's lucky to be part of it. So Matt, Joe, it's a good day to FBS football.
Yeah, absolutely, Bobby. Unfortunately, they didn't get to run out the tunnel today because of the rain delay. They kind of changed the whole pregame routine. It hasn't seemed to affect Turner Gill's Flames, though, in any way thus far as they're out to an early 2-score lead. Flames to boot it deep now. Isaiah Harper, Keyshawn Strong, both back to return the kick, and ODU could use a little bit of a jolt as Liberty's going to squib it. Pops up off the hand of Harper, now corrals it inside the 15, trying to get loose and taken down at the 23. So Flames think a little outside the box. Actually, that Keyshawn Strong on the return, and it pays off for this Liberty special teams unit. All right, Joe, give me your keys to the game. I know we're in here a little bit. Liberty's already scored a couple times, but as you see this game, what are the keys for you?
I think ODU needs to get to crank up their offense and try to turn this thing into a track meet. They've obviously showed that they've been able to stop Liberty defensively, so they need to score some points. Harass Buckshot. Got to be able to get into Buckshot's face, not necessarily sack him, but harass him, make him very uncomfortable.
Jeremy Cox in at the running back spot right now for ODU. Big bruising tailback as they give it on the end around. Good yardage here on first down, about 15 coming around is Isaiah Harper. We mentioned he's a playmaker in the return game as some flags come in. Perhaps a late hit along the sideline. You're looking for a spark perhaps. Harper may be that guy to give it to you, and he picks up 15 or 16 on that carry, and they may tack 15 on the end of this.
Yeah, there it is.
After the play. Personal foul. Late hit. Out of bounds. Defense. Number 31. 15 yards. First down.
There it is for Old Dominion when they run the jet sweep with a lot of speed, be able to pick up some good yardage and get the penalty on top of it. This is the thing that they need in order to get the machine churning a little bit.
That was Elijah Benton there who committed the infraction. So ODU just like that in Flames territory. They're going to pass out to Harper again, dropped it, picked it up, and they're going to say no, that was a forward pass. So incomplete on the play. Old Dominion coming in. We mentioned the offense wasn't great a year ago, and they had a lot of things that didn't really go their way. Some injuries certainly. Young quarterback as we mentioned. But they do bring back a lot of experience, and they hope this young quarterback and Stephen Williams Jr. can take the next step. We haven't seen him break free and run, but he is an elusive kid as well that can get outside the pocket. Play action, slings it out wide. That catch made. That's Jonathan Duhart. Duhart, one of those guys who was injured last year. Had a season-ending injury in just his second game. Back now for his redshirt senior year. And with that catch has now had a reception in 29 straight games. That'll bring up third down now, 3rd and 3. It's Liberty defense able to come up big on a third down opportunity one drive ago. They'll get another chance here. Here's a design quarterback run. Hit, dropped right at the 35. It's going to be close. And it looks like he might be just short. As you get a look at Bobby Wilder in his 10th season at Old Dominion, the only coach they've ever known. A guy that has taken this program to the FBS level, much like Turner Gill's doing with Liberty. In fact, Turner Gill called Coach Wilder during the offseason and kind of talked to him about what this process looks like.
Bobby Wilder is an intense man.
Well, he hopes his team can match that intensity here on 4th and about half a yard. Jeremy Cox in the backfield. They don't give it to him. They're going to pass it out. And it's caught. First down on a gutsy call. Travis Fulgham makes the reception. You would think the big bruising back, Jeremy Cox, a mobile quarterback, maybe you just stuff it up the middle and pick up half a yard, but instead they pull it down and throw it out for the first down.
Well, you used the right word there, Matt. Gutsy. 4th down and short, and throw the little swing screen out there. That is a gutsy call.
Well, we've seen Old Dominion a couple of gutsy calls already on the evening. The fake punt. And now on 4th down, going for it. They convert that time. Keyshawn Strong in the backfield, setting up a wide receiver screen to Harper. Nowhere to go. The blocking just not getting the job done. And Solomon Ajayi, younger brother of Eagles running back Jay Ajayi, there to take care of business.
That is great eye discipline by the Liberty defense. The whole concept behind that play is to get the flow going one way with the fake and then bring it back the other way. outstanding eye discipline on the other side of the field by Liberty, and then be able to run up there and make the tackle. Very impressive.
So a loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 now for Old Dominion. 3 wide receivers. Duhart to the near side. Scanning the field. Nearly picked off. Nearly picked. As that was Jeremy Peters jumping the route. And he almost made a big play for that Flames defense. Speaking of the defense, some names there. Well, you see Jawan Wells. He's actually not there. We got some suspensions on the defensive side. Wells, Tillman, Elefante all suspended for the first half. Jawan Wells really has been maybe the most consistent playmaker on that Flames defense the past few years, the defensive end. We'll see him in half number 2. But in the meantime, they're trying to get by without those guys. So 3rd and long now, 3rd and 12. 2 wide receivers set. Williams climbing in the pocket, going to sling it deep, wide open, and caught. Touchdown, Jonathan Duhart. Got loose on the outside and pulls it in for the first touchdown of the season for this Monarchs offense.
Jonathan Duhart with a fantastic fingertip catch right there. That was outstanding. So look at the replay here.
Yeah, looked like he might have overshot him just a bit, but yeah, boy, just did haul it in.
The best part about that catch is he got his hand underneath the ball, which allowed it not to hit the ground. Ooh, I don't know, Matt.
That was close. That angle, it looked close, and I think the officials thinking the same thing we are after that replay. They're going to give a look.
Matt, I think you and I need to have ourselves a little contest this season.
Do we? Kind of see who on reviews? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, let's keep review score. You take your side, I'll take mine.
Let me get a good look here.
Loser at the end of the season is a steak dinner.
You know, okay, we can make that happen. I hear you're a charcoal guy, so you can fire up the grill. You know, is that a couple of views ago that where it really looked like that ball might have touched the turf. Initially, I'm with you. I thought his hand got underneath it. So what's your official call? Do you have one way or the other? What's gonna happen here?
I'd like to see it one more time.
Yeah, I think they're gonna stick with the call and say there's not enough to overturn it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and then take the opposite side with it.
You know,
just to keep this thing fun.
Here's another look.
Here we go.
Boy, caught just the tail end of that football. And then here's the question: the hand under it, and you know what? It moves. I think this gets overturned. That's the angle that does it. I think right there, the one we just saw, where you see it move when it hits the turf. Yeah.
I'm with you. I'd say that's going to be overturned.
Well, I think I'm got some ground to make up then in our steak dinner contest here right out of the gate.
We'll give you a mulligan on that one.
I appreciate
We'll give you a mulligan on that one.
The
just
generosity.
We got the double review going, so I give you another chance to look at it. So if we're both on the same page here. Oh, ref's walking it back.
Yeah, I think that view we saw a moment ago, pretty clear that ball was moving. And they're going to take this one back. They had him. Duhart, he was behind the defense, and really, even a halfway decent throw, that's a touchdown. Just overshot him just a bit.
I was a little bit surprised that Liberty didn't use a timeout there. You could see some confusion by the defense. I watched Turner walk over to the referee and begin to motion to him, but he didn't, and maybe should have.
Well, they may catch a break here anyways. We get one more look at this one. Right in there, and it's not even it touched the ground, but the fact that you saw it moving after it hit the ground. And here's the call from our official, our referee, Matt Overton.
After review, the receiver did not control the ball all the way to the ground. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. It's 4th down at the 31.
So a break for this Liberty defense as Duhart had gotten free. Ball sitting at the 31 right now.
Was wondering what they were going to do here. Looks like they're going to try the long field goal.
Try the field goal. So this will be about a 48-yarder from Nick Rice. Rice had a long of 48 a year ago. Not much wind to speak of. Good snap, good hold, kick up and through. So they salvaged 3 points out of that. Looked like they may have had 7. They'll have to settle for 3 as Nick Rice boots it through. OTU on the board, but Liberty in control here early. They lead at 14-3.
Monday Night Football is in your future.
We all want to see if these Jets fly. Stafford slinging frozen ropes. Gruden's return. And the game's ultimate weapon. So bring on Monday. Because Mondays are made for Monday Night Football. Jets Lions at 7:10 and Rams Raiders at 10:15. September 10th on ESPN.
Well, there's a look at the Fan Fest prior to today's Liberty game. That's taking place in the indoor practice facility. Great setup for fans to come out and enjoy all the festivities. A lot of kids in there. And with the rain delay we had, almost an hour rain delay for this ball game, folks made great use of that facility, and a nicely done job by the Liberty folks to have that ready to go here this evening. And those fans don't care much about the rain. Rain or shine, they're ready to go, and the Flames right there with them. Fast start for Liberty's offense here tonight. Take a look at that Old Dominion scoring drive. Ended with the 48-yard field goal off the foot of Nick Rice. So the Flames set to receive the kick. Booted away. Frankie Hickson will take it at the 2. Hickson lowers the shoulder, met at about the 21 and stopped there. Not much on the return for the Flames as you get a look at Buckshot Calvert's numbers tonight. Not too shabby. The 2 incompletions, both drops right on the money. So he has been dialed in his first ball game of the season.
You know, one of the keys to the game also is that Buckshot needs to bring his rifle. And I'll tell you what, he has been putting some rifle on the money, accurate passes in there.
There's a look at Mike Brown. Buckshot actually passing Brown on the all-time touchdown passes list here at Liberty with those 2 TDs tonight. Buckshot now 5th all-time in a Flames uniform. First look at Peyton Pickett in the backfield. Pickett, little sidestep, falls forward for a couple of yards. Pickett, redshirt sophomore, transferred in out of Trinity Valley Community College. Interesting story about Pickett. Probably the only guy ever on his recruiting visit that got to talk to the president. He was on his recruiting visit talking with Liberty President Jerry Falwell Jr. Donald Trump happened to call Jerry, and he just put him on the phone with Peyton, and Peyton ends up talking to Donald Trump, and I guess that kind of helps seal the deal. I don't know. I guess you don't have that happen too often on recruiting visits, so one way or another, he ended up here, and the Flames happy to have him.
That's a good story.
3rd and 7 now for Liberty. They swing it. Blocking didn't develop out there, and that will go nowhere. So a quick 3 and out for the Flames as they look to the sideline. I say 3 and out. They were thinking about going for it on 4th and short. Instead, make probably the wiser call at this stage in the game. Send the punting unit on.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Old Dominion's defense after getting shredded up for those first 2 drives, to be able to get a 3 and out. Points on the board before this, then get a 3 and out. That's what they needed.
So that'll bring in Aiden Alves, redshirt freshman. Punts it away. Fair catch called for and taken at about the 34-yard line. So decent field position, as that was Darryl Brown snagging that one. Decent field position now for the Monarchs, and you're exactly right. They moved the ball a little bit on their last drive. You want to get back out there. If you're an offensive player, you want to get right back out there as fast as you can after the way they moved the ball the last drive.
Absolutely. They worked a jet sweep early, made some nice plays, had the penalty. So now to be able to get back on offense, and ODU maybe just needed to get their sea legs a little bit, being that they are from the beach.
So Old Dominion, they actually spot the ball right on the 35-yard line. 3 receivers all to the left side. They give it to Strong, not much room to run, maybe 1 on the play.
You know, one of the keys to the game was defensively for Liberty to shock and shed. What I mean by shock and shed is they had a hard time stopping the run last year. The reason that is because you've got to shock that blocker that's coming at you, but more importantly, you got to shed them. You got to get rid of them and be able to make the tackle. And Liberty is really doing a much better job of that so far in this game.
Well, a lot of new faces on this Liberty defense. A lot of JUCO guys coming in as they moved up the scholarship number to the FBS level. And there's a pass bobbled, dropped. Was it actually caught? The official saying yes. That one hauled in by Isaiah Harper, about a 5-yard gain. He was juggling and bobbling that one, but finally able to snag it before he fell to the turf.
Stephen Williams needs a little bit of that right there to be able to stand in the pocket, look, check through his progressions, and then he dropped it off to the check down for a few yards. That's a good thing for him.
So 3rd and 5. Williams looking to the sideline. They've already burned 2 timeouts. Now he's trying to move his tight end. Play clock down to 7. They get it off in time. Quarterback draw. Room to operate, and he falls forward for the first down. We mentioned this kid. He's elusive, and he showed you a little bit of that athleticism there as he's able to pick up just enough. Elijah Benton on the tackle.
Williams is elusive, as you said, Matt. He's going to try to extend some plays in the passing game today, and that's the thing that is going to make a big difference for Old Dominion, is if he's able to get outside of the pocket, break, contain, use his athleticism to be able to extend some plays. ODU has the opportunity to make some big plays downfield.
Yeah, we've seen them drop a couple of designed runs for him already in this ball game. So first down, play action, and he's going to launch deep down the field, and we're going to get a flag. Flag coming in as that's Isaac Steele on the coverage. They were trying to hit, I think that was Hassan Patterson down the near sideline. Steele got tangled up with him and going to get called for pass interference.
Number 13, 15 yards from the previous punt. Automatic.
Yeah, it started up as a little bit of a tangle, and then I think really the penalty happened at the, right there at the end where he got that arm up into his body and shoved him off. It's a good call up by the referee.
You see the rain beginning to fall a bit here again in Lynchburg, and really it was coming down about an hour and a half before the scheduled game time. A lot of lightning in the area as well, which delayed things, but other than the rain that's falling now, pretty pleasant evening. As that's Jeremy Cox rumbling for 3 yards. Cox has been injured a lot during training camp. In fact, an ankle sprain had kept him out of most of the camp heading into this week's ball game, but were they glad to get him back in there? A kid that kind of provides the thunder to Keyshawn Strong's lightning. A little bit different style.
It's good to have a little thunder and lightning.
We got well acquainted with that here this evening,
yes,
no doubt.
We did.
2nd and 8. Under 2 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Now a whistle and maybe some movement on that ODU offensive line.
What both teams are trying to avoid, as they say, self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, that was Chad Hendricks, the right tackle. Get out of Blackstone, Virginia. Moving a little early, so that'll back them up. Make it 2nd and 13 now. 4 wide receivers out. Keyshawn Strong in the backfield. Williams fakes the end around, going to keep it himself and drug down. Boy, that's one of those that you see everybody flow with that guy coming around. Very easily could turn into a big play, but I believe that was Jesse Lemonnier making the tackle there and limiting it to just a 5-yard gain.
Once again, don't take the eye candy if you're Liberty's defense. That misdirection, trying to get your eyes, body working one way and then come back the other. Do your fundamental job.
Lemonnier, number 11 there, the end on the near side here. JUCO transfer that this coaching staff really has high hopes for. Downfield pass, and that missed everybody. I think that was intended for Keyshawn Strong, but it sailed up and over everybody, and that'll bring up 4th down. Strong, good receiver out of the backfield.
Little bit surprised that they're not moving Williams around more, trying to get him outside of the pocket. He is really trying to stand in the pocket and make the throws, which he's very capable of doing, but also the opportunity to get on the edges and use that athleticism to run or throw.
So the punting unit back on as they'll try to pin the Flames deep. B.J. Farrow waving for the fair catch, and he'll make it at the 10-yard line. So the Flames defense does a pretty good job there on that drive. And honestly, this is a Flames defense that there were a lot of questions about coming in, specifically the rush defense. They gave up 5.5 yards per carry a year ago. That's more than any Flames defense, at least in the past 20 years, maybe all time. We couldn't even find the records for a few years. That's the only reason we can't say that. So they really struggled a year ago against the rush. So far tonight, holding Old Dominion to just 3.7 yards per carry.
Yeah, when you have those type of struggles in 2017 and years before, let's just say Bill Gillespie, the strength and conditioning coach, gets them in the weight room, get them bigger, get them stronger.
It's working so far tonight. That's Frankie Hickson taking the carry, picking up 5 yards on 1st down. And boy, when you can get that with your running game on 1st down, and get that, it opens up so much, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and I think that's a big part of Liberty. They know they have the explosive weapons on the outside. All you have to do is establish a little bit of running game, and then you'll get those plays downfield.
We've seen Kentori Matthews, we have seen Peyton Pickett, we've seen Frankie Hickson all get opportunities so far tonight. Buckshot just throws that one away, and a flag coming in. There may have been some holding there. I'm guessing it's going to be called as he was trying to find Gandy Golden on the outside.
Yeah, that was a clear hold there in press coverage there on the outside on Gandy Golden, and
holding.
ODU's
defense. Number
secondary
5.
really locked up
10
on
yards.
him.
Automatic 1st down.
Second penalty of the night on Old Dominion. Each team's with a pair of penalties. But that will move the chains, and Flames will take it. There you saw it right there, as that was James Brickhouse on the coverage.
There's a song about that, isn't there, Matt?
I think there might be. Maybe you can sing it for us later. Give up the middle. Nowhere to go for Hickson. Not much of a gain, as it'll bring up 2nd down. You can see the Flames, though, making that effort to establish the run. And to your point, you're just trying to make people kind of stay honest and have to respect it.
Yeah, no question.
So far, this Flames offense, plenty of respectability gained thus far. 14 quick points, and they have the ball here as we head to the 2nd quarter.
Monday Night Football is in your future.
We all want to see if these Jets fly. Stafford slinging frozen ropes, Gruden's return, and the game's ultimate weapon. So bring on Monday. Because Mondays are made for Monday Night Football. Jets Lions at 7:10 and Rams Raiders at 10:15, September 10th on ESPN.
Welcome back to Williams Stadium. Flames have 2 quick strikes. They put them up on top, 14-3. Let's take a look here at the keys to the game, brought to us by Joe. You know, we don't always agree with this guy, but he did say that track meet's going to have to be the key for ODU's offense. They started to turn around there a little bit towards the end of the 1st quarter. Is that kind of what you're seeing? They're trying to spread it out a bit?
Yeah, essentially what Joe meant was you want to spread out the defense and then use your athletes to try and get the edge and just try and sprint by the defense. And we haven't seen a ton of success thus far, but it looks like ODU is starting to gain a little bit of steam.
Yeah, for what Joe was saying, for ODU to be successful is spreading them out. Pat mentioned it as well, spreading them out. But what we're seeing is a lot of fake outside runs coming right back up the middle with Williams to run the ball on a sort of QB read, run pass option, as we've seen become really popular in college football.
Well, good stuff. Joe, I kind of want in on this steak dinner conversation. So I think we should keep track of, if your keys are just awful, then maybe we can get on the steak dinner deal that you guys were talking about.
Oh, see, that has got an opportunity, but that's there's a little subjectivity to that.
Yeah.
What's awful and what's not.
Rhett has never met a steak dinner that he wasn't up for.
That's true.
Calvert slings it to the outside. That's off the mark, trying to find B.J. Farrow, as it'll bring up now 3rd and 9. This Flames offense so effective on their first 2 drives. Now kind of trying to find their stride again here as we begin quarter number 2. Buckshot Calvert, 8 of 11 for 77 yards. Third and long coming. Calvert setting up a screen. Gets it in the hands. I think that's Hickson there, who is able to roll his way towards the first down. Frankie Hickson coming out of the backfield. We've seen a little bit of everything from Frankie here tonight. Young man from right here in Lynchburg.
3rd and long, dropped the screen, and Frankie was very patient on that play, waiting for his block to set up so he could cut back inside.
Now they swing it to the near side. That's DJ Stubbs tripped up. Good tackle made there, as that limited a possible gain. That was Kane Miskell coming in to take down Stubbs. We saw Stubbs' ability to kind of shed tacklers on the first touchdown of the ball game. So no gain, 2nd and 10. Set up a wide receiver screen this time, and boy, somehow able to pick up a couple of yards on that one. That was Fidelio Bafin, the sophomore, tied in. It'll bring up 3rd down. Here's the first quarter stats for you. Joe, you take a look at this. Yards per play. That's one thing that stands out, certainly. What else do you see?
Yeah, the total yards by Liberty up 126. Moved the ball great on those first 2 drives. And like you said, Matt, the yards per play, that's 4 yards difference there. That's a big difference maker, and in Liberty's favor.
Another 3rd down for the Flames. 3rd and 8. 3 wide receivers set. Little pressure coming. Buckshot slings it over the middle, and what looks like Stubbs, it was a high pass, but maybe just mistimed that jump just a bit as he tried to go up and get that one. Here's another look at it as Buckshot had to get rid of it. Pressure coming, and yeah, Stubbs went up a little early and tried to one-hand it. Couldn't quite pull it down, and again, that was Miskell on the coverage. Miskell, strong safety. Missed all of last year with the knee injury, but a guy they are thrilled to have back on the field. A big kid at 6'2", back there in pass coverage. So the Flames have punted away. Aiden Alves boots it. Fair catch called for and taken at the 28-yard line. So the Old Dominion defense starting to kind of find itself here, slowing down Liberty the last couple of drives. They'll get the ball back now with 13:28 to go in the first half.
ESPN is giving fans with the best excuses for ditching work free tickets to a day game. And there's nobody here with me. I'm alone.
El Nino? Meat sweats? Aliens. That's the one, okay?
And here to comment is no one, because of the alien invasion. In unrelated news, ESPN is giving fans with the best excuses for ditching work free tickets to a day game. And there's nobody here with me.
Boy, it looks like a painting here in Lynchburg, Virginia. How beautiful is that? Flames fans, I think it's a pretty beautiful night as far as the scoreboard's concerned as well. Liberty on top 14-3 as they lead Old Dominion here in the season opener. Some rule changes this year as you take a look at those. One that we've seen around college football already, you know, the season just beginning, but we've noticed it in some other games. The ability to call a fair catch on a kickoff inside the 25-yard line, and that results in a touchback. That's one you're probably going to see a lot as you take a look at some of those other rule changes here for 2018. Not a lot of major changes outside of that one, but something to keep an eye on as we move forward this season. First down. Pass. Oh, nearly picked off. Right through the hands of Seneca Espinoza Jr. He was actually suspended the first series of the game. And that's one of those you dream about, Joe. Right there. It's like he was the intended receiver.
That was fundamental defense. He's a curl to flat player. As he rolled out, as Williams rolled out, he played the curl and then cut underneath the flat and was right there to make the interception.
Now they give up the middle. That's Jeremy Cox. Maybe 2 yards on the carry. So quickly it'll bring up a third down opportunity.
Liberty defensive line is doing a fantastic job of building that wall in their 3-4. That's what you wanted to be able to do. Build the wall, short yardage, give the running back, make him run into darkness. Don't let him run to light.
This crowd getting into it on third down, 3rd and 8, as each team shuffles in some new personnel. 4 wide receivers for Old Dominion. Stephen Williams stepping up in the pocket. Pressure comes. He gets free. Gonna run with it. Has the first down and a little more. And now gets down and protects himself at the end. But you see that elusiveness. You see the athleticism from the 18-year-old as the play broke down and he's able to make something out of nothing.
Liberty tried to run a little defensive stun up front, a little twist game, and Williams was able to elude that and get through. So they left the lane open when you run that twist game, and Williams, is being as athletic as he is, easily slipped through that.
And put Amari Jenkins on skates there at the end. So a big first down conversion. Now Williams looking for more. Deep and caught, and a flag comes in as well. That's Travis Fulgham with the nice grab, and there may be a penalty on that as well, as Bajor Wilson was on the coverage.
I'll tell you, Matt, Williams stood in the pocket. He took a shot on that play and delivered a nice ball. That was impressive. He got the
face mask. Defense, number 20.
Also a face mask going against
to the goal.
Wilson on the coverage. It feels like really in the last couple possessions you almost feel Williams' confidence growing. He's looking comfortable standing in the pocket, and we talk about his athleticism, but he's not just a run first guy. We've seen him do it when he needs to.
That was an impressive play by him to get pile drived as he's throwing the ball and deliver that. That's showed some skill and toughness.
So they are deep now in Flames territory with an opportunity here to keep climbing back into this ball game. Boy, look at the nice footwork there from the big fella. Cox now lowers the shoulder and powers his way down inside the 5. Big fella showing some fancy footwork there to get loose as we check in with someone who has a little fancy footwork herself, Bobby Bowley. What's going on, Bobby?
Oh, Matt, you guys mentioned Liberty's defensive end, Juwan Wells, out for the first half tonight. You know, you wonder how a kid like that who started the last 13 games is going to react. Well, the last break, you see him in the middle of the defensive huddle, telling these guys what he's seeing, reacting to adjustments they need to make. And you saw it. Seneca almost got the interception there. So they're making plays. He's ready to go this next half.
Yeah, they're ready to get him back out there. As a short gain from Jeremy Cox as they continue to work it towards pay dirt. Cox, a big kid. We mentioned 6'2", 235. Actually was injured at the end of last season. In the 9th ball game, broke his collarbone. Actually ballooned up over the summer to over 240. Not good weight. Had to get back into shape best he could, but is running hard here tonight. Trying, stretching the football, and don't think he got it. Flames defense stands tall as you see Solomon Ajayi waving that finger, letting them know, not this time.
ODU knows clearly what they want to do with Jeremy Cox, and Liberty knows clearly what they want to do with physical play. It's 3rd down and goal. ODU has a chance to climb back into this game. This is going to get interesting.
Well, Cox goes out. Keyshawn Strong comes in, so they go with the lighter, quicker Strong in the backfield. And now a whistle on the field, and Liberty's going to use its first timeout.
First charge timeout,
as
Liberty.
They were kind of like a little unsure what defensive personnel they wanted on the field in this situation. They're going to take a timeout and talk about it on 3rd and goal from the 2. We'll take a timeout as well. Liberty leading 14-3, but the Monarchs of Old Dominion threatening.
The college football playoff is coming, and when it comes to who's in, everything you
do matters.
No pressure.
The U.S. Open on the ESPN app. Stream first ball to last ball. Download the ESPN app today.
3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Old Dominion knocking on the door. Fell behind 14-0 quickly in this ball game, but climbing their way back in as you get a look at their red zone scoring numbers from a season ago. Bobby Wilder looking on, hoping to dial up the right play here to cash in on 3rd and goal. Looks like they have the big back out there for Old Dominion. Nope, Keyshawn Strong. Take that back. Keyshawn Strong in there now. Williams in the shotgun, running the option. Pitches wide. Strong trying to get the edge. Can't get it. Stopped short. And again, Solomon Ajayi showing the athleticism sideline to sideline.
Liberty played very fundamental defense right there, knowing their keys, knowing the option responsibilities, getting to those responsibilities with speed and with quickness and with enthusiasm. Here we go, 4th down.
4th down. It's been that kind of ball game. Some gambles taken thus far. Here's one on 4th down and goal from the 1. The give up the middle. No, quarterback keeps it and walks in all by his lonesome. Great fake by Stephen Williams. Everybody bought it. And he strolls in for the score.
Those are the little fundamental things, the devil's in the details, attention. Williams really stuck that ball in Cox's in his belly there, and LU thought that. He's taking this thing right up the middle, he pulls it out and walks into the end zone.
Boy, and isn't that it? Just how you're able to sell that, because you're exactly right. He really stuck it in there. It's trying to get that defense to suck in, and it pays off. Easy touchdown as they'll try to add the extra point. Nick Rice up and through, and as fast as Liberty started, Old Dominion now with a couple of scores, and this crowd not quite buzzing the way they were out of the gate, and that Monarch sideline starting to get a little bit of confidence. We'll take a break. Flames lead by 4 on the opening weekend of college football.
It's yours, right? Good seeing you. Yeah, you too. What are you doing at the rookie party? I'm here helping the rookies with their touchdown dances. Oh, really? All for Sonola, right? Yeah. Come on, let's see your moves, man. Oh, not much. Yeah, come on. Dance guy. No, I could not. Well, Larry over here is getting busy. Go ahead, Larry. Okay, well, I do have this one. I kind of worked it out in college. All right, let's see it. Let's see it. Come on, let's see it. Oh! I think I pulled something. Stay right there. I'm gonna get you some help. No, you go. Enjoy the party. Just give me the car outside. It's the squad car. Whoa, what's going on? Everyone's playing Fortnite on the new Samsung Galaxy Note 9. It's the fastest Note ever, and is now 50% off the lease. Everyone's gonna want one from Sprint. Wait, 50% off?
My analysis confirms this Galaxy Note 9 is perfect for Fortnite.
And you've been practicing on a network built for unlimited.
You know, Evelyn, this is actually a really...
I won.
There it is. How?
Never underestimate the boogie bomb.
Switch to Sprint and get 50% off a lease on the new Samsung Galaxy Note 9 and get the Galaxy skin free.
Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Back at Williams Stadium, Liberty leading 14-10. I'm getting choked up just talking about it. Earlier today on College Game Day, Lee Corso picked Liberty as his super dog team. The underdog he picked to win. Liberty, I think, a 6-point underdog coming into the ball game here tonight. So Flames getting a little love on College Game Day this morning as you take a look at Old Dominion's scoring drive. Now, you can make an argument Lee Corso's picks haven't been all that accurate in recent years. There's an argument to be made there, but I know a lot of Flames fans excited to get some national love here this morning.
I'd like to see him put on the
headgear.
Sparky.
Yeah, put on the Sparky headgear.
The Sparky headgear.
Maybe someday. That's a dream around here, I know. The College Game Day here one day. But first things first, first game as an FBS member for Liberty here this evening. And Buckshot Calvert is spreading the ball around. A lot of weapons at the receiver position. And again, this is without receiver Damian King, a starter who's suspended for this ball game. He's still distributing it to about everybody on the roster.
Well, as Liberty starts this drive here, you got to give ODU credit. They've shown some intestinal fortitude, being down 14-0 and having some toughness to scrap and claw their way back in this thing.
Flames come out with 4 wide receivers. They bring Kentori Matthews coming around the edge, has some room, trying to turn the corner, get some blocking out there from Gandy Golden, and he'll pick up 12 yards on first down. You know, Kentori started the game with a little burst, then didn't see him a lot there for a few possessions. Now they get him back in there, and you get a little glimpse of what he can do. A guy that averaged over 7 yards a carry in limited duty a year ago. Here he is again trying to get to the edge, and he picks up about 4.
On that jet sweep play by Kentori, it was a nice run, but there was a point where the block was set up perfect for him, where he really needs to stick his foot in the ground.
He is a speedster, not a big kid, 5'8", 180. Transferred to Liberty from Blinn College down in Texas. The speed we know is there, but yeah, to your point, I'm sure they'd love to see him become a little bit more of a complete back. And it's going to be a by committee deal for the Flames this year at the running back position as they get it to Gandy Golden. And a great tackle there that was Kane Miskell. We've called his name a few times tonight. The redshirt junior coming off a missed season due to a knee injury, and he's making some plays here in his first game back in over a year.
You know what, Matt, as a whole in college football, years ago with the hurry up, no huddle offense, they bubble screened you to death. Yeah. Defenses have become much better at defending the bubble screens.
3rd and 8 now for Liberty. Peyton Pickett in the backfield alongside Calvert, who has 4 wide receivers to work with. Throws it up and nearly intercepted. That was Miskell again on the coverage.
Yeah, that goes back to one of the keys of the game, and that was to harass Buckshot. Right there, Buckshot didn't get a chance to set his feet. He had a guy in his face. Didn't necessarily get the sack, but he harassed him enough to make the throw a little bit off target.
Yeah, that was O'Shane Zimenez, the first time we've mentioned his name. First team All-Conference USA defensive end a year ago, and the guy that Pro Football Focus ranks as the 5th best edge rusher in the nation.
Watching him on film this week. That is a good football player. That's NFL talent right there.
Alves just does get it away with a little bit of pressure. Darrell Brown back to take it. Makes a couple of men miss. Still on his feet as somebody loses their headgear. It's popping down there. Good return, and Old Dominion will have fine field position. And that sideline is fired up.
You've seen that momentum swing a little bit. That'll knock the cobwebs out.
Take another look at that return. Here it comes right, bang, right there.
Careful on those.
Quite see who laid that block. But yeah, you got a guy's head get turned and see that helmet rolling. Old Dominion feels like all the momentum is on their side right now. This offense right back out there on the field. Sophomore quarterback. Setting up a wide receiver screen here near side. Oh, what a fantastic tackle. Jeremy Peters, the senior, feels like he's been at Liberty forever, a team captain, able to fight through the block and make the tackle for a loss.
Both teams doing a great job of defending the wide screens. Closing the gap, closing that yardage down so there's not much space to allow the receiver to make moves in space.
So a loss of 1 on first down. 3 wide receivers. That pass off the mark as they were trying to get it to Isaiah Harper. Williams just a little errant on that throw and quickly brings up 3rd and long. That brings this crowd to its feet.
Williams Stadium is electric right now, Matt.
Old Dominion just 2 of 7 on 3rd down today. Williams has time, tosses downfield, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find Duhart, who got a little bit turned around. That was Malik Matthews on the coverage, and really not much of a chance for Duhart. I think that one may have been thrown over the wrong shoulder.
Yeah, Malik Matthews played that well. Like you said, thrown over the wrong shoulder, and feet got a little bit tangled up, and good job by the referee letting that play go.
So Old Dominion forced to punt it away. DJ Stubbs back to return it this time. You'll see both he and BJ Farrow in punt return duties. Short line drive kick. Fair catch called for and lost. Ball still free, and it's recovered by Old Dominion. The punt bangs goes right off the shoulder pad of DJ Stubbs. And it looks like that's Therese Dickerson who comes up with the recovery.
Yeah, like you said, look, it goes right off, almost hits him in the face mask. Pretty close there, and big turning play in the game. DJ Stubbs is an excellent football player. I caught him in the shoulder. DJ Stubbs is an excellent football player. He needs to turn the page. Don't let this get you down. Stay in the moment. Turn the page. He's going to have to come back and make an explosive play for Liberty down the road. Don't hang your head, DJ.
A special teams miscue on a fake punt attempt early in the game gave Liberty a short field. Now a special teams miscue here for the Flames. Hands the ball to Old Dominion, a short field to work with. They're slinging it on first down, and they skip it in there to the receiver, Duhart. Official comes in, waves it off, said he trapped it. So an incomplete pass on first down. Duhart working on Jeremy Peters. Duhart, big 6'3" wide receiver. Again, 2 seasons ago, had 9 touchdowns, played just a couple of ball games last year before getting hurt. The give to Keyshawn Strong, looking for running room, not much there. Jesse Lemonnier waiting for him.
Matt, Liberty has improved drastically in their run defense. Just to see how fundamental they're playing the game square, attacking. It's impressive to see how well they run. Their defensive line's running well. Linebackers scraping, making plays, and very much, Liberty's got to be happy with a much improved run defense.
3rd and 9. Williams down the middle of the field and just did overshoot his intended receiver. I think that was the tight end, Keon White. 6'4" redshirt freshman. And he just led him a bit too far.
Yeah, like you said, just led him a little too far. He did have him. If that ball would have had been on a rope and be right on the money, but that was an opportunity missed by ODU.
A couple of opportunities for touchdowns where the throw's been a little bit long so far tonight. They had to settle for a field goal the first time. Here comes another one from Nick Rice, 40-yard attempt. He was good from 48, not this time. Never a chance. Rice unable to convert, and Old Dominion unable to convert with a short field. They were handed a golden opportunity.
Yeah, no question. They got served one up on a platter right there and were unable to take advantage of that. That is a big missed opportunity for ODU, and that could come back to haunt them.
So now you go back to this Liberty offense. So effective early, have really struggled to get it going since then. What have you seen from them offensively that they need to try to correct here as they get the ball back?
You know, both teams have been trying to hit those bubble screens and they haven't had any success. Now's the time to set it up where you can do the bubble screen fake, play action, and take some shots at some explosive plays downfield.
The give up the middle and nothing there as Kentori Matthews quickly wrapped up and dropped. Here's the drive chart. Those 2 touchdowns. That first drive was a thing of beauty for Liberty. They got the short field, the second opportunity. Since then, nothing doing.
ODU's defense has really settled, and you can see them starting to gain their confidence, especially up front.
3 wide receivers all to the right of Buckshot. He gives it Kentori Matthews. Had a little bit of running room, but only able to pick up a few. Liberty offense, though, a year ago, if there was a knock against it, while they were so dangerous with those big plays down the field, at times they struggled to string together, move the chains, put together long drives. It was almost big play or bust, and we've seen that in some ways here tonight.
They are trying to show that they want to be committed to the run.
3rd and 7 now for the Flames. Keep an eye on number 7 on that ODU defensive line. Buckshot. Tosses it out. Catch made by Gandy Golden. Just stiff-arming the defender. Boy, he just stuck a hand right in the face of James Brickhouse. It showed him who the bigger man was on that play, didn't he?
You know, I can almost tell you what came out of Gandy Golden's mouth when he put that stiff arm. It's the words, "Gimme that."
Well,
Gimme
Gandy
that.
Golden is a big dude, and he has actually been playing with a wrist that's still healing up. He had a broken wrist he was dealing with for much of camp. As that pass caught outside by DJ Stubbs. Gandy Golden was in a car accident in the summer, and he's been unable to use his right hand the entire camp. He's got a kind of a splint on it right now. Doesn't seem to be affecting him much here as he throws that stiff arm right into the face of James Brickhouse.
Okay, give me that.
Second down now for Liberty. Buckshot plants the foot and skips it in as he was looking for B.J. Farrow. Had some pressure right in his face.
Once again, harass Buckshot. He should not have that kind of pressure in his face on a three-step drop, but ODU is starting to win some small battles up front, and they are really gaining their confidence.
Well, they feel like this defensive line is really the strength of their team. You hear so much about Zimenez, but Daniel Apu, Pat Toll, Miles Fox, a lot of talented guys up there. As the Flames face another third down, 3rd and 3, and we've got movement. B.J. Farrow moving early, and that'll make this third down conversion a bit more difficult.
That was going to be an interesting play, Matt. We had cover 0 across the board, which is man-free. They were getting ready to bring a serious blitz on Liberty, and B.J. Farrow, I think, got a little bit excited because he may have had a go route on the outside and had a chance to go for one of those 50-50 balls.
You know that old receiver, when you know you've got a shot, you see the coverage, is it hard to kind of hang in there and let it develop?
Hold your water, hold your water.
So 3rd and 8 for the Flames now on their own 42. Frankie Hickson in the backfield alongside a Buckshot. Buckshot hits Stubbs on the slant, tries to get free, and a touchdown saving tackle as DJ Stubbs almost got loose. That was Jordan Young, who was the only thing between Stubbs and the end zone.
Remember we talked about DJ Stubbs turning the page. He did it, Matt. He made a big third down conversion after dropping the punt and turn that page and make a big play to move the chains.
A big first down for this Flames offense as they're now inside the ODU 40. Calvert, play action, looking downfield. Throws it up. Coverage on the outside, and a flag comes in as they're going to get James Brickhouse, who has had a less than memorable drive here. First got destroyed by Gandy Golden earlier, now flagged for what I'm guessing it's going to be a hold. Yep.
Automatic first down.
You know, Matt, we need James Brickhouse to make a play before the end of this game.
Just so you can sing the song?
So I can sing the song. I mean, come on, James, do something good.
Just for Joe here. Let him show off the pipes.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah. Well, he's having a hard time with Gandy Golden. Not that he's the first. Gandy Golden has been a nightmare for defenders really since he showed up at Liberty. Another first down for the Flames. Frankie Hickson trying to get outside, but nowhere to go. Defense, and that was Young actually waiting for him out there.
Absolutely shocked that Liberty didn't get an illegal motion penalty right there. The back of the receiver in motion was definitely going towards the line. Looked like some of my old CFL days right there.
Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11. Hickson still in there in the backfield. Calvert pulls it out, looking downfield, throws it. Trying to connect with B.J. Farrow. Pretty good coverage from JoJo Hedden, knocks it away.
Fantastic cover from JoJo. He really tightened it down right there, and that Buckshot really tried to put that into a tight spot, made a good throw, but just too good a coverage.
All right, so here's where it gets interesting. We know the Flames with the backup kicker, Aaron Pert, maybe not real confident in his ability at this range on a field goal. So in essence, you may be going into this 3rd down 11 knowing you got 2 plays here to pick up first down, considering they may not run him out there in a situation like this.
Yeah, interesting to see how they'll play this. Tell a lot by this play call right here.
Movement up front, and it's going to get a little more difficult. Second false start by the Flames on this drive. And that was basically the entire offensive line looked like they were moving on that one.
Offense, number 68, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
So that'll back them up 5.
3rd and 15 in no man's land. This is where you see screens and draws. Let's see what Liberty does.
Frankie Hickson in there running back right now. And now movement up front again. ODU D-line pointing at Liberty. Officials still trying to sort out who the culprit was.
Start. Offense, number 65. 5 yards, still
That's
third
Thomas
down.
Sargent, the center. It's hard to move early at center when you're the one with the football, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't see that happen too often, but the sergeant is in control.
Yeah.
He's the sergeant, so he's going to be okay.
So now 3rd and 21. Flames heading the wrong direction. Buckshot climbing in the pocket. Now it breaks down. Throws and finds his tight end. Short pickup to Zach Fouts as he's able to get up to the 30. But now decision time for the Flames. Let's see what Turner Gill decides to do here.
Yeah, this is a 4th and 12. 31-yard line. What's that, 47-yard field goal? Don't see that happening. What's a punt going to do for you? Well, maybe put it inside the 5.
Yeah.
But looks like they're going for it.
Well, Pert, the kicker who's replaced the injured Alex Probert, was just 3 of 5 on field goals at Sierra College a year ago with as long of 41. So the Flames are going to go for it here on 4th down. ODU showing blitz. Here it comes. Calvert hangs in, lofts it out there, lofted it too far as he was looking for DJ Stubbs. And the Flames unable to convert on 4th down.
I'll tell you what, Matt, that right there is a message sent. 4th and 12. And ODU goes cover 0, brings a full house blitz, and tries to hit Buckshot right in the mouth. That is a gutsy call.
Well, there's a look at Alex Probert and his numbers from a season ago. Kid out of Minnesota, been a pretty consistent kicker since he arrived on campus, but an injury. We don't have any details on that. Probably find out more after this ball game in the post-game press conference with Coach Turner Gill. So the Flames turn it over on downs, and with 3 minutes to go in the half, Old Dominion with the chance perhaps head in the locker room with a lead. The handoff goes to Cox, angling far side, able to pick up 3. This Liberty defense has held Old Dominion to less than 4 yards per carry thus far tonight. Yeah, there's a different quarterback in there right now. Short pass, that goes to Cox, and he's able to break free. Big fella rumbles into Flames territory, finally taken down by Malik Matthews. But that's Blake LaRussa in at quarterback. LaRussa, a kid that got a little playing time last year, played in 5 games, completed about 56% of his passes. And he's going to stay in there now as the handoff will end around to Strong, and he slides his way for about 5 or 6. So not sure if there's an injury concern right now for Steven Williams, as Strong, speaking of injury, Strong goes limping off, or if it's just Bobby Wilder wanting to see something else from this offense.
You know, Matt, on that play where Steven Williams threw the corner route, he took a hard shot at it. And after that, I noticed that he wasn't quite delivering the ball as he was earlier in the game. I wonder if that play shook him up a little bit.
Yeah, you mentioned that at the time, that he got popped pretty good. So LaRussa in there now, standing in the pocket, delivers a strike, catch made, and that'll be a 1st down as Darryl Brown falls forward. So you see LaRussa come in off the bench, and he's been sharp here thus far. Jamonte Jackson in at running back right now as well, as we saw Strong limp off the field. Now they try to go a little screen to Harper. Picks up 5 or 6. As you feel the tempo of this offense picking up. You feel a little bit of a rhythm, even with the new quarterback in there, LaRussa. He's getting it out of his hand quick.
They haven't missed a beat. LaRussa has really got him in the groove right now, and they're moving the ball. They're starting to feel it.
Quickly back to the line. 2nd and 4. Hand it off. Again, Cox shedding tacklers as he falls forward to about the 19-yard line of the Flames.
David King for the Flames had a chance to make the play early there. He's got to tackle through the man. Bring your feet and tackle through the man. Running back was able to lead that tackle and pick up a few extra yards.
Third and short. LaRussa passes to Jackson out of the backfield. And he's able to move the chains. LaRussa hanging in there, a guy in his face. Able to swing it out. Elijah Benton on the tackle there. This Old Dominion offense, only 17 seconds left in the half. They've got an opportunity here. Clock running. They have one timeout, elect not to use it. LaRussa now in trouble. Tied up, dropped. And now they will use that last timeout with 3 seconds left in the half.
Remember we talked about earlier, Matt, they had to burn those timeouts when they didn't have enough men for their punt team.
Yeah.
Final charge timeout for Old Dominion.
Now they
30-second timeout. Please set the game clock to 5 seconds.
Going to have to kick field goal.
Austin Lewis in there, a highly touted freshman. Kid that offers from K-State, Cincinnati, among others. Well, Liberty went on a 14-0 run to start the ball game. Old Dominion scored its last 10. Both of these offenses really been a little disjointed here in this first half. You've seen some flashes, and I guess you'd expect that in a first ball game.
Yeah, you're right. We've really, on both sides of the ball, we've seen some flashes of teams getting into rhythm offensively, and then all of a sudden it just sort of breaks down. So just when you think they're going to get it going, things stall out. So let's see if ODU can go in the locker room with a field goal.
Yeah, they're going to attempt one here. About 38-yarder from Nick Rice. He's 1 for 2 so far on the night. It's down. The kick is up. No good. He missed it. So a couple of scoring opportunities for Old Dominion that they were not able to convert on. A couple of missed field goals. And the Flames, with the struggles they had offensively really after those first 2 drives, have to be thrilled to have a 14-10 lead heading to the break.
Yeah, no question whatsoever. To be able to dodge a couple bullets like that after the fumbled punt, not be able to score any points, and then miss that field goal. So.
Well, coming up, we'll head back to the studio, get the halftime thoughts from Rhett and the crew, and hear from Turner Gill as he heads to the locker room. Stick with us. Opening weekend of college football, Liberty leads Old Dominion 14-10 at the break.
I put a spell on you. Yeah, because you're mine.
With Chase ATMs, Serena can now grab cash on the go, all with the tap of her phone. No card, no problem. Life lived Serena's way. Chase, make more of what's yours.
It's the Xfinity Best Deal of the Year. Ask about getting $300 back when you include Xfinity Mobile with the internet. More tuba!
Simple, easy, awesome. To learn more, click, call, or visit us today.
Hey, welcome back to Lynchburg, Virginia. The Flames holding on to their lead, 14-10 currently. Rhett McGibbon here alongside Pat Kelly and Matt Kamari. We'll be breaking things down in just a moment, but moments ago, Bobby Bullock caught up with Coach Gill.
Your offense came out with 14 quick points. ODU makes some changes from the first to the second. How do you get Buckshot back into the rhythm?
Well, some of it's Buckshot, some of it's also our receivers, and they're not running the right routes. We got to get a little better protection, so it's really more of us not executing.
Defensively, you guys have a huge stop going into the half. How does that set the tone coming back to the second half?
Well, that's a huge 2 stop that we had for our guys. Great momentum there, change. We got to go make some adjustment. We got to tackle a little bit better from the defensive perspective.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Good luck the rest of the game. And guys.
Well, there you have it. You know, a coach, I mean, you guys are saying it, smart coach, never will throw his quarterback under the bus. But Buckshot, a little bit inaccurate there at times in the first half, you could say.
he's had some guys at his feet a little bit, and it looks like he's skipping some passes into there to some of his receivers, and it looks like some of the receivers at times have run a few wrong routes. So I think there are numerous things that the team can do to improve, but as you mentioned, you don't ever want to throw the quarterback under the bus.
You probably want to blame the receivers, right? Not the O-line. Keep the O-line safe.
Absolutely. It's always the receivers, right, Pat? It was always that way. No, but Pat made a great point. So did Coach Gill.
Yeah.
And he's had guys at his feet late in the second half, in the second quarter. So he's getting a lot of pressure in his face. He's having to make quicker decisions. He's mistiming the ball. We've seen some down passes, low passes, and some behind guys. He's really got to settle in this next half because the first 2 drives, he was on point the entire time.
First quarter, so important for the Flames. Had all the momentum in the world, but slowly but surely, ODU starting to chip away. But that stop, you could say stop, that missed field goal at the end. How big is that momentum purposes going into the second half for Liberty?
Well, you saw the momentum swing for ODU in the second quarter when they scored, got the field goal, scored, and now Liberty's going to come back after a big, huge stop right there at the end of the half. A missed field goal. That's the second missed field goal that we've seen. So they're going to come back out. I think ODU is going to receive the ball. So their defense is just going to be really amped again and continue to feed off that momentum and try and gain it all back.
Pat, for confidence sake, you have a 4-point lead heading to the half. Is that big for this young, and you can say inexperienced. Like these guys have experienced the Flames, but first game at the FBS level, a lot of returners for ODU. The fact that you do have a lead going into your first halftime at this level, is that big for their confidence?
It's huge. One thing to pay attention to a stat is Liberty is 34-5 when leading at the half. So I'm sure that's one thing that Coach Gill and his coaches are going to be emphasizing is, guys, we have the lead. We know how to play with the lead. So I think that's going to be big for their confidence.
Make sure you stay with us. We'll be back in just a sec to break down some of the big plays that happened in the first half. Once again, Flames on top, 14-10.
Summer's calling. The 2018 Escalade is ready to move. Our best offers on the 2018 Escalade are here. Join us for the Made to Move sales event. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months plus $2,000 down payment assistance when financed through GM Financial on a 2018 Escalade.
So you run a global supply chain.
Okay, France wants 50,000 front fenders by Friday.
That's why you work with Watson. It can analyze thousands of contracts to help speed up distribution.
Full force on those French fenders.
When you need the best AI for the job,
Hello.
choose Watson.
Nice look at the Freedom Tower here on Liberty's campus as we begin to break things down, some of the big plays there in the first half of action. Flames offense early on, obviously electric, and a lot of that I think came from the energy from the crowd, but consists of a lot of quick passes.
Yeah, Rhett, we've talked about this. Tempo is key with this team. We saw it last year in the Baylor win when they had tempo the entire game. Tempo the first 2 drives, and they've sort of
where is it gone? Like, that's what I want to know.
It's so frustrating to see sometimes when a team has great tempo, they score 2 quick touchdowns, and boom, they put the brake pedal. So all of a sudden, these guys are starting to slow down a little bit, catching their breath, a little winded because of that tempo. But we've seen ODU pick up their tempo, and with that, the defense is a little on their heels. They're still making some good plays. They're shutting them down. I think ODU's only averaging 3.5 rushing yards every time they rush the ball. So defense is hanging in there, but the offense has got to get back to that tempo.
Are you saying, though, the Flames are getting a little out of breath? It's 2 series of up tempo and then it vanishes. Like
it does. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why, but they do like these screen passes. And Pat knows as a wide receiver, every time you can bubble out, you get good blocking. And we've seen that tonight. But they've kind of taken the pedal off the gas and settled back into their ways.
Talk about the quick passes. You're saying the D-line there for ODU, getting a little bit of pressure on Buckshot. They're not trying to let Zimenez come in and get a sack. Obviously, they haven't had much pressure on him. Is that a reason for these quick slant passes?
Yeah, one of the things that you heard really touted about ODU coming into this game was the strength of their defensive line. Great pass rush. They've got an NFL prospect in Zimenez. And one of the things that Liberty is doing to try and combat that is to get the ball out quickly. What they want to do is get the ball out to your playmakers, let him take that ball, make a move, get up the field. So that was kind of the thought early on, and we've started to go away from that a bit, and you see some of the momentum has kind of tailored off a little bit.
ODU run a lot of RPO, you guys call it run pass option, and Flames, their corners and the safeties got caught looking at the candy a little bit here on this play, almost burnt.
Yeah, one of Joe's points is that, we want to make sure that we're not biting into that candy. You don't want to look at all that motion in the backfield with the fake handoffs, and you see as that replay was just broken down. The defender got beyond our guys.
All right, let's take a look here at the stats throughout this game so far. Flames obviously on top 14-10, but a big difference there, average yards per play.
Yeah, we've seen Liberty's defense. A big key for me coming into this game was how this rush defense is going to do. Rush defense is holding on tight there, letting some guys, as Pat just mentioned, they're biting on some of the sweet stuff in the backfield. But the 3.9 yards per play, Liberty's averaging 5.5. That can be a lot more if they can get that tempo back up. And we've seen first downs, 12 even. So these teams are very evenly matched right there.
I think a big part of that's the Flames' defensive line's been pretty stellar tonight.
And they've been getting great pass rush. And one of the things that we really need to see throughout the second half is to continue to get that pass rush, continue to get pressure in the backfield and shut them down.
Yeah, we've seen Lemonnier so far doing some good work. Wells will come back in the second half. Hopefully big things for Liberty. Hey, stay tuned. We'll be back. Much more to come here in just a moment.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you that Chevy won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its midsize car, the Chevy Malibu. I forgot, Chevy also won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its light-duty truck, the Chevy Silverado. Oh, and since the Chevy Equinox and Traverse also won, Chevy is the only brand to earn the J.D. Power Dependability Award across cars, trucks, and SUVs 3 years in a row. Third time's a charm.
Most kids today will have jobs that don't exist yet.
The energy management systems coordinate with autonomous vehicles, financial data, so now we can predict the future of our new flexible propeller
By
design.
collaborating with public schools on a program called P-TECH, IBM is helping students build the skills they'll need for tomorrow.
Revolutionize
aerospace industry.
It's an entirely sustainable approach. Any questions?
When you rethink education, everyone can put smart to work.
We've mentioned multiple times so far tonight, inaugural season at the FBS level for the Flames. I'm happy. No more of the days Boiling Springs, North Carolina. You're in the big dogs now, going to some sweet cities, and a great schedule for the Flames this year. Athletic Director Ian McCaw did a fantastic job of just getting everything set up on short notice, really. We'll take a look at some of the games the Flames are going to be at and some opponents they'll face throughout the year. But right off the bat here, Army and Duke. Duke laying it on thick over Army. A little surprised.
Yeah, the Blue Devils came in. What's funny about this, right, and we talked about it a little bit before we came back, is that Duke actually outrushed Army, which a lot of teams cannot do.
Right.
Army only had 168 rushing yards in that game. Duke finished with 184. But we're also going to see a familiar face, Chad Wilt, the D-line coach at Army, used to coach here at Liberty.
New Mexico State already played as well. Hey, when we come back, second half action. Matt Warner, Joe Yock back with you once again.
It's time. Time for a new kind of cloud. The IBM Cloud. The cloud that proactively protects your business from threats instead of just reacting to them. That lets you modernize and move more of your apps without rewriting. That unlocks insights from all your data and puts it to work with AI. Get a faster, more secure journey to the cloud. The IBM Cloud. The cloud for smarter business.
Warn you, there's something about to change. We're standing at the border where history is made. It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get crazy. It's gonna be loud. This is crazy. PlayStation.
About set to start the second half here in Lynchburg. Flames leading Old Dominion by the score of 14-10. A moment ago, our Bobby Bollig caught up with Monarchs head coach Bobby Wilder.
Coach, we talked this week about the many unknowns going into this game. After one half of football, what did you learn about your team there?
We're resilient. We really started slow tonight. To give credit to Liberty, but we missed a tackle on a bubble screen for the first touchdown. Our corner fell down on a fade route. On the second, we mishandled the ball on a fake punt early on. We've had some missed opportunities Offensively, so I like the resiliency. We battled back in the football game, but give Liberty a lot of credit. They took advantage of our mistakes early.
Coach, can I talk about that last drive? Your starting quarterback, Stephon Williams, not in there. What's going on?
Yeah, we just felt like we needed to settle him down a little bit. He scored the touchdown, made a great read on a 4th and 1, kept the ball. He's just been off on a couple throws, so we brought him out, talked to him. Good to have a veteran like come in. Stevie Williams will be back to start the 3rd quarter.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck the rest of the game.
Got it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, there's your answer at the quarterback position. He will be back out there to start things here in the second half, and Old Dominion will get the ball first to start things here in half number 2. As we were saying, bit of a disjointed first half. What do we see here in the second half of play? Is that ball scooped up at the 10-yard line, and taking it up to the 30 was Brandon Simmons on the return. Well, Joe, you and I talking kind of during the half. Impressed with the way Liberty has been able to limit Old Dominion's run game, holding them to just 3.5 yards per carry, and that defensive line of the Flames really standing out to you.
Absolutely. This week I had the opportunity to sit in the defensive line film room, is where they set me up. Danny Winger set me up to watch film in there, and you go in that film room and there's an actual doghouse in the defensive line room with a sign on it that says, "Who let the dogs out?" with a 50-pound bag of dog food in there. These guys are hungry. The dogs are ready to eat. Love how Liberty's rush defense is playing.
Yeah, Van Singletary, D-line coach, he likes to get those guys fired up as you get, again, that kind of end around there from Harper. They try to get the ball in Harper's hands any way they can. We talked about how dangerous he is as a return man, but again, anytime he's able to get the ball in his hands, he can make a play.
Yeah, Harper is what they refer to as scatty. You like that? They're scatty, scatty.
And when you are struggling to run the ball maybe in the traditional sense, you have to find other ways to get some yards on the ground, and they've tried to do that with Harper here tonight, who's had a couple of carries.
You got Big Cox in there now.
Yeah. Williams gives it to him. Lowers the shoulder, rumbles for a couple of yards. Bring up about 3rd and 5, maybe 6. Flames defense has been pretty good on 3rd down tonight. Old Dominion just 3 of 10 3rd down opportunities. They're going to call it 3rd and 5. Juwan Wells back in there. Suspended for the first half in there now. As Williams keeps it, and there's Jesse Lemonnier there to make the tackle. Lemonnier, we talked about him, the JUCO transfer. His brother was an all-SEC linebacker at Auburn, and actually drafted in the 3rd round of the NFL draft by the San Francisco 49ers. So good bloodlines there for Lemonnier, and they really like his athleticism and speed coming off the edge, and that helped keep Williams short of the yard to gain and brings up 4th and 2, punting unit on. Kick is away. BJ Farrell back, waving everybody off, takes kind of a sideways hop, and Flames will get it at about their own 28. So the defense can't ask for a much better start than that. Yeah. I think we both agree, just as a whole, the defensive unit been pretty solid. Old Dominion, not what you call an explosive offense based off of last year, but you had some concerns coming into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. To be able to see Liberty be able to make the stop there, the first drive of the second half, and yet at the same time, right at the end of half, ODU misses the field goal, so that is a big momentum swing back in Liberty's favor.
So Buckshot Calvert back out there, 16 of 24, a couple of touchdowns in the first half. This offense, as quickly as they started, really slowed down as that run goes nowhere. There's Calvert's line. He was about as perfect as you could be out of the gate in this ball game, but Flames have not been able to find that big play really down the field here since early in the game.
Yeah, I'd like to see him take a shot.
1 yard pickup there on 1st down, brings up 2nd and 9. Calvert hands off, ball dropped, now picked up by Matthews, who ends up maybe picking up half a yard after all of that, but 2 handoffs, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
You're really starting to see ODU's defensive line show their muscle. They said they have settled in well, and you can see the momentum swinging towards ODU's defensive line. They are playing well right now.
Yeah, I saw the pursuit from O'Shane Zimenez there making that tackle from behind, and little movement. They might get a free play here. Buckshot throws it up. Gandy Golden, did he make the catch? Yes! Somehow, some way, flags falling from the sky, and Antonio Gandy Golden comes down with it.
What a heads-up play by Buckshot, a heads-up play by Sargent, the center, to be able to snap the ball as a man stepping off sides. You have a free play, like you said, Matt, and throw the ball up, give your receiver, a great receiver, a chance to go make a 50-50 play, and he comes down with it.
Well, now the discussion, 2 penalties on the play, and we think they're both going against Old Dominion.
There are 2 fouls, both on the defense. Offside. Number 71. Penalties declined. Pass interference. Number 31. Penalties declined.
And they'll decline
Result
both of
of the
those
play,
and take the
first
completion to Gandy Golden. Let's have another look at this one. There was the movement up front by that ODU defensive line, and then here's the end of that play. DB draped all over him, and Gandy Golden somehow comes down with it. We said he couldn't really use his right hand all camp long because of the injury, and coaches told me, as I think they may take a look at this one, coaches told me all he did was practice catching one hand left-handed, which he's a right-handed guy. So they said, yeah, so basically all he did for 3 or 4 weeks was just get really good with his weaker hand, and coaches kind of give you that look like this could be a pretty special season, for him.
Yeah.
The fact that he could improve even more based off of his numbers a year ago is scary.
Yeah, and just to show the athleticism, I bet it was phenomenal to watch him in practice catch the ball with one hand continuously. So a freakish type of athlete is he, and yeah, that was a fantastic play made along the sidelines.
Last season, 69 catches, 1,066 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Did he catch it?
That's the question.
I mean, are we going back to steak dinner? We keeping track?
Oh, yeah,
here?
I think he caught it. I didn't see anything on the replay. Did you?
I didn't see it. I was looking to see if his body had gone out of bounds at any point when he hit the ground there while he was bobbling it around, but I really didn't see it. So I'm gonna go with you, Matt. I'm gonna say it's a catch. We'll decline the offsides, decline the interference penalty, and take the play.
I'm glad we're on the same page here. We'll see if Matt Overton, our referee, agrees with us. Here's another look. Can't really see where the ball was.
Did his foot hit out of bounds?
Is that what you think may have been the issue?
Oh, it could be close. His foot hit out of bounds at all while he's juggling it.
The ball certainly doesn't appear to ever have hit the ground, so I think you're right.
Check his body while he's juggling it. He
Boy, that heel was awful close.
Clearly catches the ball, but does his heel? Yep, I think his heel hits the out of bounds.
Question is, did he have possession at that point? Boy, yeah, it looks like maybe right there his heel may have flipped even earlier on the play.
Right there.
Oh, you're right. You're right, but you're wrong because you said it was going to stand. So you're right, but you're eventually.
That's my mulligan now.
Yeah, okay.
I gave you a mulligan.
All square.
Now we're just going to play all square right now. And these guys back in the studio, I have a feeling at the end of this year that this steak dinner is going to end up costing me a lot. Some hungry mouths in that studio.
Yeah, I think so.
After review,
here's the call.
The receiver bobbled the ball, stepped out of bounds, and then controlled the ball. Incomplete pass. We will administer the pass interference on the defense. 15 yards from the 30-yard line.
For the Flames with the penalty there. They were able to just take that. So you wipe the completion off the board, but Flames still pick up a first down. But even so, Joe, you said it. At some point, you feel like with the receivers and weapons they have, you got to just take a shot.
Absolutely.
And even if it was in a situation like that where they had a free play, you just want to see Buckshot throw it up and let his guy go try to make a play every once in a while, because Gandy Golden and Farrow the same way are guys that can do it. That one out wide to DJ Stubbs throws a little stiff arm, but we've seen some physicality out of these Flames receivers. Is Stubbs.
What do we call those stiff arms, Matt?
What do we call? You tell me.
Give me that.
Oh yeah, is that your thing? Okay, that's where I'm learning, man. You know, our first game together too. We'll get this figured out.
Yeah, you push the guy on the ground. Give me that.
6-yard gain on first down for Stubbs. Liberty sideline screaming and waving their arms as they're trying to change the play. They see something in this defense and they're trying to get a new play sent in. Still plenty of time on the play clock as it ticks down under 10. Calvert faking a handoff, now throws. B.J. Farrow, look at the balance.
Out of bounds.
No, he didn't keep the feet in. Well, he was trying to walk that tightrope. He's able to make the catch, but they wave it off. Well, they gave him a shot. Just kind of ran out of real estate.
I like that they're giving these shots on the outside. Gannon and also BJ.
That was close. Maybe that heel was out of bounds there right after he snagged it. As it is, Flames trying to convert here. That one batted up in the air and down, and it'll bring up 4th down now for this Flames offense. Again, stalls out as the ODU defense steps up. I think that was Miles Fox that got a big paw on that one.
Yeah, good job batting that ball down and making Liberty punt. Just when you feel like Liberty's getting some momentum, ODU's defense steps up, stops, bows their neck, makes them punt.
Isaiah Harper deep to return. Aiden Alves in there to punt it away. Got a little pressure on him a couple of times. Not so much this time. Alves sends it deep. Fair catch called for and taken at about the 8-yard line. So they'll pin Old Dominion deep as Liberty's still clinging to a 14-10 lead. 10:54 to go in the 3rd quarter.
I don't care where we go. Just take me with you.
There are roadside attractions, and then there's our world-famous on-road attraction, the 2019 GLC, Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
You typing in the coordinates?
No, I'm paying my brother back before we get going. He scored me a Billy Big Mouth pass.
The singing raw fish.
For the man cave.
I love those things.
Take me to the river. Drive me in the water.
Secure mobile banking from Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Liberty playing their first game as a member of the FBS, leading Old Dominion 14-10 here in the 3rd quarter. Old Dominion trying to get some offense going, and quarterback spot, we've seen a couple of guys tonight. We've seen Steven Williams, starter. Blake LaRussa came in relief and did a fine job completing 4 passes. There's your leading receiver, Isaiah Harper, 4 receptions. Flames have done a good job of really limiting him after the catch, just 8 yards. He's a guy that once he gets the ball in his hands can really make some plays. Flames haven't allowed him to do that thus far tonight. And right now this Old Dominion offense backed up inside their own 10. Steven Williams back in there, quarterback. Passes, connects with Duhart. He's able to make a couple of men miss, still on his feet, and takes it all the way up to about the 27. Ball came out right at the end, but they were saying he's down.
Duhart showed some fantastic moves with the yak, yards after catch. Stuck his foot in the ground, did a little spin move, picked up some extra yardage. That was solid athleticism and good football play by Duhart.
Was a big kid, so not an easy guy to get to the ground. A little option look there as Williams decides to keep it. Dives forward for a nice pickup of 7 or 8 on 1st down.
See, that's what ODU needs to do. Williams stuck his foot in the ground right there, got his shoulder square, got north and south on the play, picked up 7, 8 yards on 1st down. This is when you get yourself into a rhythm and have lots of options as an offensive coordinator to call a variety of plays.
Second and 3. Williams goes to the air. Connects with Duhart again, who had a lot of room. Boy, that guy's just throwing people off of him. Finally gang tackled and still doesn't go down. Eventually the whistles blow and they blow the play dead. But boy, Jonathan Duhart coming out here making some plays here on this drive.
Yeah, he sure is. Duhart needs to be careful though too. Liberty is flying to the football, and one of the things these coaches teach in practice is the first guy, second guy, get there and put the put the lick on him, and then the next guy comes in and starts stripping out that football. This is when you get fumbles, when you're fighting for that extra yardage.
We mentioned for the Flames on that D-line, Juwan Wells suspended for the first half. He is out there now, and haven't really called his name yet. A guy that's really been the anchor of this Liberty defense the past few seasons. Williams, time, swings it out wide, finds Harper, makes the first man miss. This is what we're talking about. Shifty, able to pick up solid yardage on first down.
Yeah, ODU is trying to take a shot downfield. They've been running the bubble screen all day, and then they ran what we call the bubble screen and go, where the blocking man who comes from the inside fakes the block, then heads down the sidelines. Liberty covered it well, so he had to go to his third option.
So 2nd and 3. And you feel a little bit of a rhythm developing with Williams, who they pulled at the end of the first half. Didn't really like the way he was playing. You heard Bobby Wilder say, he just wanted him to kind of catch his breath a little bit. Looks like he's caught it now. Again, they go to the far side. Again, Duhart just shoving people off of him, and it takes 3 Flames to get him to the ground.
Duhart is feeling his rhythm. Williams is feeling his rhythm right now, so they've got some momentum going. ODU's looking good in the short passing game and moving the chains.
It's been the Duhart show here on this possession.
He's an impressive athlete.
Another first down. They give up the middle, and this time the Liberty defense stands tall. Ralph Rusens, the big fella out of Latvia, making the play.
That defensive line, who let the dogs out, they have something to prove.
Rusens, believed to be the first Latvian player to ever play Division I football. And the guy, when he got injured in the Jacksonville State game a year ago, Robert Wimberly, the defensive coordinator, said that was the turning point in the season for the defense, where their really lack of depth really showed up after that. So they're thrilled to have him back out there and healthy. 2nd and long. Pocket collapsing. Williams lofts it up, got a man, and Duhart couldn't come up with this. He'd beaten Malik Matthews, but unable to make the diving snag.
Liberty took a chance right there and ran a Mike blitz right up the middle, trying to get pressure. ODU picks it up well, got a shot to make a play downfield, and Duhart just couldn't quite deliver the mail.
A few times now, I think that's 3 times tonight, Williams has had a surefire touchdown down the field, but has just led his receiver a bit too much. So 3rd and long now as this crowd here at Williams Stadium comes alive. Flames just rush 4. Again, the pass sails high and wide, and it's incomplete, as that was Bajor Wilson on the coverage, able to get one hand on it. But that's it as it falls to the turf.
Yeah, Williams just missed that throw. They had a little curl flat concept going on right there, 10 yards down the field. All they had to do is put that between his numbers. They could have easily converted a first down, so he missed that one.
So the punting unit comes on now as they'll look to pin the Flames deep. This one beyond field goal range for Old Dominion. It's a high end over end punt. And BJ Farrow calls for the fair catch and takes it at the 10-yard line. So it's a field position game. So far here in the second half, neither offense able to get on the board. Flames still lead at 14-10.
Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
4th and goal. This is the final play.
Hold on. How were we sitting last week?
Oh my God.
Okay, come on. No, I was in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
I was in the middle.
Yeah, go back over there. Okay.
Why?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
1 Eckrich smoked sausage left.
This is really good.
Eckrich, Saturday done right.
A good one brewing between Liberty and Old Dominion here in the 3rd quarter. And Old Dominion head coach Bobby Wilder, an old quarterback himself. We talked to him this week, and Bobby Boley joins us now to tell us that, he's kind of impressed with Buckshot Calvert and what he'd seen on film.
That's right, Matt. It wasn't his passing numbers, though, that stuck out to him. He said it's the 29-6 touchdown interception ratio is something that doesn't get talked about enough. He said Buckshot's a kid that values the football, does an excellent job recognizing the pocket, and always finds a way to throw touchdown passes. He said he made it clear to his defensive line that if we want to win this game, we not only have to put pressure on the kid, but we got to put this kid on the ground. We got to make this kid uncomfortable.
Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, you know, and they haven't got him on the ground a lot, but like the guys at the half we're talking about, they're just getting close enough to kind of affect a few throws, and that's been doing the trick here really since those first couple of drives.
Absolutely, that's a difference maker. You make this offensive passing football is built on timing, and if you defensively can pressure the quarterback and disrupt timing, that can lead to really, really good things defensively and really bad things offensively.
Quickly, a third down opportunity for the Flames here, 3rd and 2. They've converted 3 of 9 opportunities on 3rd down here tonight. Buckshot tries to draw the defense offside. Here they come. He thinks he's got a free play. He throws it downfield. A late flag comes in here in the coverage. He thought he had a free play, but he didn't get a flag throw.
Yeah, I think he did, man. I see the ref on the far side signaling
you're right.
offsides.
You're exactly right. He had dropped one on the far side.
That's heads-up football right there. To have a center that's able to see that and then know that.
Offside. Number 2. Penalties declined. Pass interference. Number 5. 15 yards from the previous
Second time we've seen that happen just in this quarter alone. So Buckshot's been able to get him off sides, take a shot down the field with a free play, and there you see the hold of the jersey there, the penalty going on James Brickhouse. But that's a veteran play from Buckshot, and you talk about the center as well, Thomas Sargent, a couple of veterans that find a way that maybe when the offense isn't clicking to still produce some yards. 3 receivers wide. Calvert fakes the handoff, now steps up in the pocket. He's going to let it fly, looking for Stubbs, and he's got it! DJ Stubbs makes the grab and falls down inside the 15. Flag on the play as well, so we'll have to sort that out. But for the time being, a big play down the field to DJ Stubbs, who's been making plays all night.
DJ Stubbs, that is explosive speed right there.
First down.
So the play's going to stand. That went against Old Dominion, so the play stands. Liberty in the red zone now. Buckshot lofting one up there. We're going to get another flag here. As they were trying to get Gandy Golden, and there's a whole lot of yellow on the field. That's Elijah Blue. Says, listen, man, have you seen that guy? What am I supposed to do?
You know,
6'4", 220.
Gandy Golden doesn't give defenders a lot of options.
And Old Dominion came into this game really excited about the added size they felt like they had at the cornerback position this season. But, I mean, Gandy Golden's just a different animal.
There's no question about that. And don't be surprised if Liberty comes right back to the fade again.
Spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
On the night, that big play a moment ago from DJ Stubbs gave him 6 catches. He's up to 123 yards receiving. So we talk about Gandy Golden, and he is fantastic, but Stubbs really taking advantage of his opportunities here tonight. Flames with it on the 5 going in. Handoff, Katori Matthews trying to cut it up, lowers the shoulder and gets down to the 3.
You know, Matt, this is where you said earlier in the game about Liberty struggling in the red zone. That's got to be a game changer for them to be able to punch this one in the end zone.
Well, and gone is a big battering ram like Carrington Mosley they had last year. They don't have a lot of big backs. So how will they manage in short yardage situations? Matthews stumbles, picks up maybe 1, and this goes back right to that point.
Yeah.
You get short yardage situations. Can you find a way to lower that shoulder in a compressed area like this and pick up the yardage that you need? There's O'Shane Zimenez on the tackle.
Well, the ball's on the, what's that, 2-3 yard line right now, 3 yard line. I'm calling, but go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I would say Peyton Pickett just checks in. Maybe he's the answer, 5'10", 210. So a little more powerful of a running back. Let's see if they give him an opportunity.
I'm calling back shoulder fade down at the bottom. Nope.
They roll it out. Buckshot under pressure, throws towards the back corner and throws it out of the end zone. They were looking for DJ Stubbs. The pressure kind of affected that play as Buckshot had a man in his face, and the pass was off target.
Give Old Dominion defense credit once again. To be able to bow their neck down in the red zone when their back was against the wall, you get a stop.
Take a look at Stubbs trying to get free. And no chance. That ball was 3 yards out of the end zone, but that'll give the Flames a field goal opportunity here. Aaron Pert on. Up and through. Pert. So Pert right down the middle, and the Flames, that field goal feels big at this stage of the ball game. With the offensive struggles they've had, to go up 17-10. Flames thrilled to come away with points and lead it by a touchdown.
Can world-renowned artist Red Hong Yi use the Chase mobile app to pay practically anyone at any bank? Yes, but this isn't just for anyone. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Have you seen some keys? Oh, thanks, sir.
There's a beautiful look at Williams Stadium. Under a number of renovations here during the off-season. Push the capacity up to 25,000. The attendance actually just announced a moment ago, 20,425 taken in this ball game tonight. The stadium still partially under construction, some things to finish up. They hope to finish here a little bit later this season, but just a beautiful setting for a football game, and a couple of in-state foes going at it here tonight. This is a series that I think both programs have said they hope can continue down the line. They both got their schedules built out for a few years now, but they hope eventually they can make this an annual tradition between these two as Flames kick it away, and Harper will take a knee in the end zone.
Clash of the Commonwealth.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? You got a couple of programs in-state, now both at the FBS level.
Yeah. The Beach versus the Blue Ridge.
Yeah, that's good. See, you try to trademark that before somebody else steals. Print a T-shirt or something, you know.
Yeah.
I could see that little side gig for you.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Beautiful setting here at Liberty, right in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and nice, beautiful new stadium, expanded out. Like you said, Matt, just they're doing things. They're doing things first class here at Liberty.
Making the move to FBS this season and trying to start it on a winning note, as that's Jeremy Cox getting tripped up and taken down for no gain.
That's a lot of red jerseys around the football.
And again, credit this defensive line, flying around, making plays. There's Jawan Wells, who's in there here in the second half, and all camp long, Liberty coaches talked about, boy, the depth, the depth on the defensive line. It's a game changer. We've seen that on display here tonight. Williams lets it go. That one caught on the far side by Duhart. They have been throwing that way an awful lot, and looked like Jeremy Peters matched up on him that time. It had been Malik Matthews and even Dejor Wilson on the last possession when Duhart kind of went off. Now they have Peters over there on it. Brings up third and short. Designed run. Jawan Wells waiting for him and takes him down for no gain. Big Juan comes into the second half and makes a play.
That's a fantastic job by Jawan, being able to sit out that first half and come back in fired up. He paid his dues on his suspension, and now he's ready to pin his ears back and get after the quarterback.
Yeah, I gave him too much credit there. Vincent Elefante was the first man there. JUCO transfer. Another guy that was suspended in the first half. So you have a couple of guys on that D-line that should be fresh here in half number 2 and ready to get after it. Punt is away. B.J. Farrow back, waves for the fair catch, and takes it at the 30.
Once again, Liberty's defensive line stepping up. The Dogs with the doghouse and the defensive line room. And they had a thing, and they had a sign in there, and it said, "Dog's tail never lies."
What exactly is that?
I
Do you know what that
really
means?
know, man.
Yeah, okay.
I sat there and let dogs. So it's true. You know when a dog's happy, when he's sad. But I'm not exactly how that relates to defensive line play.
Well,
but
whatever
I bet if we
is.
ask Coach Singletary, he could give you a really good reason why.
I don't think you change anything after the way they played thus far tonight. Now the Flames offense on the field. Kentori Matthews loses a couple on first down. Speaking of defensive line play, you see ODU really blow up that running play to Matthews.
This is becoming a real physical game up front on both sides of the ball.
Tim Ward getting in there, the senior defensive lineman. Buckshot rolling out, throwing far sideline. A catch made. That's Farrow, able to cut it up for the first down. First time we've called his name in a little bit. But you get kind of those plays. DBs have to be aware of the deep threat and take away the big play. Those kind of comeback route, maybe those can be there, can't they?
Absolutely. Then you get Buckshot rolling out into that, makes that throw, get his shoulder square. Oh,
running room. Kentori Matthews breaking free. Can he take it the distance? Yes! Kentori Matthews to the house. .57 yards to pay dirt. Well, this defense of Old Dominion had kind of been bottling up the Flames' running game, but all it takes is a little crease for a guy with the speed of Kentori Matthews. And he goes over 100 yards on the evening. Point after, up and good, and just like that, an explosive offense in Liberty jumps on top 24-10.
I'll tell you what, Matt, that play had everything by Kentori Matthews. The explosiveness up the middle, and then what we like to refer to as contact to balance. He got contact in his feet, but still was able to maintain his balance all the way through. And that was an outstanding run by Kentori, game-changing.
Let's check in with Bobby Bolig, who has more on Kentori Matthews. Bobby?
Matt, you were there. Coach Gill made it pretty simple. He said the team that runs the ball the best is going to win this football game. Kentori Matthews gets the start. You see him get a takeaway there. Kentori Matthews said this year that the biggest thing that he's took from playing after a year at JUCO is the amount of time he spent prepping and learning this offense. You saw it right there. His classroom work paid off.
Yeah, and that's the kind of play they didn't get last year. They only had one touchdown run, Joe, last year of longer than 8 yards. Wow. They were not explosive in the run game. Kentori Matthews, if anything, is an explosive offensive weapon, and he showed you there on that 57-yard score.
Yeah, that's explosion right there. We have explosion going on all over the place around here. Fireworks flying off, smoke coming across.
You can barely see the field right now through the smoke. So Liberty Sturgis to a 24-10 lead as they're set to kick it away.
Some smoke.
And it'll be a touchback. ODU will start at the 25. So we go into the game, and so much, Joe, we talked about with Liberty. Well, they got to improve stopping the run, and they've got to find a way to run the ball. Well, they've held ODU to 3.2 yards per carry. Liberty averaging over 6 yards a carry. So the two areas we talked about, the coaching staff talked about, so far so good.
So far so good. Got to continue through the rest of the game and also show that in the fourth quarter, that's when the off-season conditioning kicks in.
You talk about that. That's something ODU really focused on during the off-season. They felt like they had to be in better shape to finish stronger. Is that completion thrown out there and snagged on first down?
Really impressed how Williams stands in the pocket. He went through a 2-3 progressions right there to be able to get the ball to his receiver for a positive play.
And that was Brandon Sinclair like there on the reception. Pocket breaking down, and now you see the elusiveness of Williams getting out of the pocket and running for positive yardage.
Yeah, he's showing both skill sets. Stood in the pocket, didn't see anything there. Instead of taking a sack, he's able to elude out of that, elude the rush and be able to make a positive play downfield, pick up a first down.
Well, we're getting late now in the third quarter. Old Dominion in this offense, they really need an answer. As again, it's Duhart shedding a tackle. and taking it for extra yardage. Picks up 16 or 17.
Well, as you say, Matt, they know what they're trying to do right now, and that is to get the ball to Duhart. They have made a concerted effort to be able to get the ball in his hands, and he has delivered on some outstanding plays.
The only time really they haven't been able to get done is just poor passes, and Sinclair got the carry, and that was Jeremy Peters. Peters, a defensive back who's not afraid to really stick his nose in there and deliver a hit, as evidenced by that play.
That was nice. And the thing they're doing with Duhart, Old Dominion, as you can see, is they're singling him up on the short side of the field. They really feel as if you're playing one-on-one over there.
2nd and 10. They go that way again. High pass nearly picked off. Again, they had him available.
Yeah,
but the pass held high.
Yeah, Williams just has to shake that off and stick with that once again. Duhart he beat him downfield. He beat Liberty's defensive back downfield just a few series ago and had the drop pass. So they're playing off him a little bit. So they're trying to get into that short passing game, which I guess is Williams just has to put the ball on the money.
Williams 13 of 25 on the night, and now a big 3rd down opportunity. 3rd and 10. The handoff, nowhere to go. The defense waiting, and they drop him for no gain. That's Brandon Tillman coming in there.
You see Brandon Tillman, he came in there and made a great play, and then he did this big long slide walk.
Yeah.
And then the stop.
You ever do that when you play?
Yeah, I went a big slide walk.
Were you not?
But yeah, I mean, but
more of a moonwalk guy, maybe? Or?
Yeah, I got more moonwalk type of feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ODU forced to punt it away again as Liberty steps up defensively one more time. Low kick. That's going to take a bounce and roll inside the 10-yard line and out of bounds at about the 6. So Liberty with tough field position, but they have to love the spot they're in right now with 10 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter and leading this one by 2 scores. Liberty has outgained Old Dominion tonight, 346 to 264. They've outrushed them, 131 yards to 101, and that's really a stat. I think if you told that to Turner Gill before the ball game, hey, at this stage, you're going to be outrushing them. You're going to be outgaining them on the ground. He'd say, all right, then we're probably going to be in a good spot, and they are.
Yeah, if you told Turner Gill before the game you'd be going in the 4th quarter and ODU at 101 yards rushing, I think he'd say, yeah, I'll take that.
Swing it out. Stubbs, stiff arm, on the far side, angles back. Stubbs keeps his feet, finally dragged down as he nears the 40. DJ Stubbs, have yourself a night. That'll take us to the 4th quarter. A career night for DJ Stubbs. 7 catches, over 150 yards. Flames lead it by a couple of
DJ Stubbs having himself a night, making the most of a big opportunity. And boy, he's just flying out there tonight, 155 yards.
Let's talk about a career night. This guy last year had 7 catches for 50 yards. At this point, we've got 7 catches for 150 and a 55-yard touchdown. Woo! What a performance thus far from DJ Stubbs.
Boy, the guy's just owning it out there, and I think that's kind of production you're going to need. It gets the eyes off AGG and BJ Farrow a little bit.
He's really done a fantastic job of catching the ball in space, making guys miss. You just saw a highlight there of delivering a punishing stiff arm. This guy has really delivered tonight.
Yeah, the turf monster down there a little bit. It could have gone on for a second.
Yeah, so we've seen that Old Dominion and Liberty, statistically not too flashy at either side, but you got Stubbs, obviously Pat mentioned, Rhett, that he's had 7 receptions, 155 yards, 50 last year. So the running game is trending in a good direction. Hopefully see that more in the 4th quarter.
4th quarter action coming up. We'll send it back to Matt and Joe.
Thank you, fellas. Look forward to hearing more from you in our Facebook Live postgame show after the ball game tonight. As there's a look at his last season numbers, and surpassed that just this evening. 155 yards in the score, and with Damian King being suspended tonight, Stubbs has really stepped up in his absence. So the Flames with the first down on their own 38. Anakin Torrey Matthews, who's coming off a big run, no such luck this time as he is chased down and dropped by. That was Lawrence Garner getting in there.
Lawrence Garner, a little scrape and burst right there. Scraped over top and then burst to behind the line and made a beautiful play in the backfield.
The linebacker, three-star kid out of North Burlington High School in New Jersey. Buckshot rolls out, moves the pocket, throws back to the middle of the field. He's got a man caught. Kevin Shaw inside the 20. And the Flames take a shot down the field. A young man in Kevin Shaw who turned down an Old Dominion offer to come to Liberty out of junior college. And he burns the Monarchs there.
Roll Buckshot out to the left, throw back against the grain. Beautiful, well designed by offensive coordinator Joe Daly. Nice play.
Buckshot connects. BJ Farrow picks up an easy 8 or 9 on first down.
This is when going fast, the no huddle hurry up. This is when you have success. After explosive plays, after big plays, make those big D linemen run down there and have to get back on the ball quick. You'll see Liberty go real fast now.
2nd and 2 from the 10-yard line. Now Liberty looking to the sideline, getting the play signaled in. Buckshot, pump fake. Now fires back, shoulder throw. Gandy Golden, get off me! Second touchdown of the night for Antonio Gandy Golden. That's one way to celebrate.
That's the old back shoulder fade. The old back shoulder fade. Gandy Golden pulls it in. Just a big, strong receiver.
That pump fake. And there it is, just ripping it away. And James Brickhouse has had a night to forget.
I'll tell you what, Gandy Golden, watch right there, Matt. See that? He went to the straight statue, handed the ball to the referee, and said, "I'm on a business trip."
Point after up and through, and Liberty's starting to pull away here in the 4th quarter. Buckshot Calvert spreading it around. Playmakers all over the field. The biggest of which, this guy right here, Gandy Golden with the score. Back at Williams Stadium, where this Liberty offense has begun to get rolling a bit. Buckshot Calvert now over 300 yards through the air, 440 total yards for this Flames offense, and Antonio Gandy Golden, 2nd touchdown reception of the night. See so many weapons, 7 different receivers with the reception this evening for the Flames. I have the feeling this year it's going to be kind of just depending on the night. Tonight, DJ Stubbs, huge night. Another night it's going to be BJ Farrow. Another night it's going to be Gandy Golden. So many weapons around Buckshot Calvert. It's really kind of pick your poison.
Yeah, exactly. Liberty puts defenses in quite a predicament. What are you going to do? You try to double cover Gandy Golden. You have Farrow to go to, Stubbs to go to. There is a lot of weapons on that field for Liberty Flames.
Kickoff taken at the 2 by Harper. Up the middle. Whacked down there, and a late flag comes in. Sort that out. Remember, Liberty started last year on the road at Baylor with a big win, really headline-grabbing win around the country. Old Dominion said that game motivated them coming in here tonight. They weren't coming in here thinking, we just got to show up. As a hold goes against Old Dominion, they felt like, we know what you did a year ago. We're going to be ready.
Yeah, they weren't going to surprise Old Dominion. But bottom line is, big players make big plays in big-time games. And Liberty's had some big-time players make some big plays in this game, which has really stretched the lead open for them.
First game as a member of the FBS, first time ever hosting Another FBS team here in Williams Stadium. There'll be a lot more coming here this year and into the future, certainly. Flames trying to finish the job now. Jawan Wells giving chase as Williams throws it out of bounds.
You're going to see now Liberty is really going to pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback. The run threat is pretty much over. ODU needs to make some plays downfield and try to get a score or two to give themselves a chance to get back in this game.
Williams just 13 of 26 now through the air. 123 yards. I think it's fair to say he's been pretty inconsistent throwing the football tonight. He's going to do it again here. Fires across the middle of the field, nearly picked off. Jeremy Peters, he's had his hands on the football a couple of times tonight. Knocks it away and brings up 3rd and long.
That's what you call closing speed right there. Jeremy Peters saw that ball get in the air and he closed on that ball, undercut it, almost made a fantastic interception.
This crowd coming alive on 3rd down. We talk about the defense pinning its ears back. See, they do just that here. Delayed blitz. Williams fires and finds his favorite target, Duhart, but he's going to be about a yard short of the marker.
Yeah, ODU's really gone to that curl flat, drop back curl flat concept. Pretty simple concept, but they've had some success with it where the outside receiver runs about a 10-12 yard curl, send a guy on the flat, really stretch that linebacker and make him make a decision on who he's going to cover.
They're forced to go for it on 4th down now, trailing like they are. Low snap, picked it up. A little bumping going on between receiver and defensive back. No flag on the play and turnover on downs. So the Flames get the ball back with a short field. And this defense, we've said it a few times tonight, but I'm telling you, compared to what this defense was a year ago, it's night and day.
Yeah, it's night and day, especially the run defense. And what a difference that makes. When a team can run the ball on you, it literally sucks the life out of a defense. But when you can stop the run, and talking to Robert Wimberly, being able to stop the run was the key to the game for them, and they have done a great job of that tonight.
So the Flames take over on the ODU 25. Let's see if they take a shot right away. Nope, give to Kentori Matthews. Slithers his way for about 3 yards on 1st down.
Kentori Matthews is not what's his size, Matt? He's not a real
big guy. 5'8", 180.
5'8", 180, and he's got some fight. There's some fight in him.
And you see there, the bottom line, that average time on the scoring drives under 2 minutes. They're taking a shot now. Up top, who is it? It's that man again, Antonio Gandy Golden. Not once, not twice, 3 times he finds the end zone.
That's a mindset, Matt. That's one simple thing, and that is it's a mindset. When that ball goes up in the air, it is, give me that ball, that's mine, I'm scoring a touchdown, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
3rd touchdown of the night. Gandy Golden, he's just a beast. He's just another kind of athlete. And we've seen it here tonight as PAT up and good off the foot of Aaron Pert. And now the Liberty offense putting the pedal down as they're starting to pull away in this one. And it looked like they're kicking off their FBS era with a big win in Williams Stadium. Flames lead at 38-10. (38-10), Liberty on top. 3 touchdown grabs from Antonio Gandy Golden, bringing now our one of our resident receiver experts, Pat Kelly, one of Liberty's all-time great receivers. Were you making plays like that back in the day? How do you describe what you've seen from Gandy Golden tonight?
I wish I could say that I was as dominant as this guy has been. He has shown just tremendous ability to grab the ball out of the air. But if you look at the rest of the receivers, one thing that Coach Kyle DeArmond could be excited about is just the consistency. Everyone's getting a piece of the love. Everyone's getting the rock. So everyone's kind of coming up big for Buckshot today. But Gandy Golden's performance has really been pretty spectacular in the red zone.
Certainly has a big target for Buckshot. Looking forward to hearing your guys' take here in the post-game show. Appreciate it. Pat Kelly, one of the all-time greats in a Flames uniform, as Liberty about to kick it away. And that just has to give a quarterback so much confidence, knowing even if my guy's covered, he's not really covered.
Yeah, just give me a shot. You said the receivers will come back in the huddle and they'll say, Buckshot, just put it up somewhere and give me a shot. Buckshot says, yeah, I can do that.
But be honest, every receiver always comes back to the huddle saying, hey, throw it my way, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the way it works?
That is the way it works.
That kick just does sneak into the end zone. So a touchback as you take a look at who Buckshot's been slinging it to here tonight, spreading the love. And again, this is without projected starter Damian King, who is suspended for tonight's ball game. He's, from what we've understood, will be back for the Flames' next game, which is at Army next Saturday. Reason to smile on that Flames sideline. Offense went kind of dormant there after their first couple of drives. Boy, here in the second half, if they ever made some adjustments. There's the handoff. Short pickup there on the carry by Darryl Brown. And you know, Turner Gill's talked about this a number of times, that you kind of find out at half, you know, how tuned in are your coaches? Because that's where you get so many of those adjustments. And you've seen that with Liberty, you know. The offense struggled really after those first two drives in the first half, but some adjustments made. They've got it figured out, and they have just taken it to another level here in the second half.
Yeah, you have to give the coaches credit. Liberty knew exactly what they were doing. We have to establish some type of running game, which they've rushed the ball, what, for 130 some yards?
Yeah.
130 yards. So that is good rushing numbers. But then as we start to wear teams down a little bit, now we hit them with the explosive plays with their outside receivers and a really good quarterback and those type of things. So they have, this game has gone as it is supposed to go for the Liberty coaching staff.
Maybe Lee Corso knew what he was talking about. Picked the Flames to be kind of as underdog special, as Williams just had to unload that one. He was getting mauled back there by a number of Flames. He's having some words as he heads back to his sideline, but it has been a frustrating night for the 18-year-old sophomore, as Lemonnier, Juwan Wells played the old meet you at the quarterback game.
You know, what you've really seen, I've always thought that at some point in a football game, one team imposes their will upon another team, and we've really seen Liberty's defense impose their will upon Old Dominion.
Liberty looked like they had a little miscommunication there on what personnel was supposed to be out there for the punt return, so Turner Gill uses a timeout. First timeout he's used here in the second half. So 11-12 to go in the ball game. So much hype, so much going into this game for the Flames. It's been talked about forever. First game as an FBS member. Every interview, Coach Gill's being asked about it. Every player's being asked about it. You kind of wondered, would that all be a distraction? Would that all take away from preparation, from the right mindset come game time? They certainly seem like they've been able to kind of push that to the side, and when it came time to step on the field, just line up and play, and they've done a fantastic job here tonight of doing that.
Yeah, that's preparation by the coaching staff. That's just a sign of good coaching, that coaches keep guys away from the distractions and all the hoopla of the FBS and everything else, a renovated stadium, and then you feed off the excitement.
Yeah,
that's the thing. You use the things that could potentially be a distraction to you to your advantage, and you feel the electricity here when they open up the new stadium, and to see Liberty really feed off of that has been a job well done by the Flames.
Liberty to try to close this one out. Still 11 minutes to go as Peyton Pickett comes in alongside of Buckshot Calvert. These are the other things you have to kind of learn to do, especially when you're a tempo offense. When you've got a lead and you need to run the ball, and everybody knows you need to run the ball, can you still do it effectively?
That's right. Listen, you gotta be able to grind out the clock now. And on the other side of things too, ODU, they have a lot of positive things that they can build on from this game. The Duhart receiver is a fantastic young player. He can give them a big spark for the season. Their defensive line is fantastic. They play well up front. So ODU is, they are going to move on to the next game, and they have a lot of positive things that they can build on. Nothing to be discouraged about.
2nd and 8. Pickett still in there. They give it to him again. Tries to cut it back, but wrapped up and taken down by O'Shane Zimenez. And the Flames have done a pretty good job on him tonight, and a good job in general, especially in the second half. It feels like Buckshot has been able to avoid the rush. They moved the pocket a little bit, but really hasn't been affected by the pass rush of Old Dominion at all in the second half.
Yeah, they were really worried about those defense and how good of football players they are, and they've done a good job of scheming that up and be able to get the ball out of Buckshot's hands so he can make some plays. Like you said, move the pocket around at times also.
3rd and long. Buckshot throws it, snagged. That catch made by Lionel McConnell, his first reception tonight. So there's another receiver to add to the list. 8 now have caught passes from Calvert. And the Flames move the chains, and more importantly, will be able to keep this clock moving. You go tempo, you go fast the entire game. Now you kind of downshift a little bit. Try to take a little more time. Pickett lunges forward for about 3.
Take the air out of the football, pick 3, 4 yards up a carry. But this is an important time. This is an important time. There's going to become a time in the season for Liberty where they're going to have not a 28-point lead, but a 10-point lead, and they're going to have to be able to take the air out of the ball, create first downs by just running the football. So these is important reps for them.
Pickett remains in there. This is our first look at him here tonight. JUCO transfer, gets it again. Picks up a couple of more, will bring up another 3rd down. And the Flames looking for depth at that position. We've seen good things certainly tonight from Kentori Matthews, 17 rushes, 101 yards. But who are going to be the other guys? Kentori, as we said, 5'8", little guy. You can't hand him the ball 25 times a game.
Right.
You're going to need the Pickett's. You're going to need the Frankie Hicksons to get in there and make some plays as well. 3rd and 5. They give it again to Pickett. Look out! Peyton Pickett! Off to the races! Touchdown Flames! First touchdown of Peyton Pickett's career, and it's like the Red Sea just parted, and he walked right through.
Yeah, no question. ODU is trying to stop the run. They bring the safety up. There's no safety back deep to be able to tackle that thing at 5 or 6 yards. Trying to get bodies in the box to be able to stop the run, and all of a sudden you crease one. There's nobody back there, and it's take to the house. And look at that guy. He's got the bat and the bells and the wig and the whole dog and pony show. Wow.
He's getting to use it all tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of celebrating going on in Lynchburg this evening as the Flames putting it on Old Dominion. Listen, Old Dominion was favored coming in, and I don't think it was out of the question. There are a lot of people that thought Liberty could win this game, but the way they are doing it, I think that's surprising a few folks, at least folks that aren't standing on that Liberty sideline.
Impressive.
Well, the Jerry's Jokers, I think it's safe to say, have enjoyed the evening. Those are your buddies down there, aren't they, Joe?
Oh, I love Jerry's Jokers. I had the opportunity to go down and talk to Jared, who said that he was the leader of the Jerry's Jokers. These guys are the real deal. They are the unknown factor of the game. They do, listen to this, Matt.
Yeah.
What they do?
What?
They go out and they find the other team's Twitter pages, Instagram pages, and they learn all about them. And then the guy, one of the jokers, handed me what he called his cheat sheet.
Yeah.
And it had the tweets and then they heckle them. And it's just good, clean fun.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
good, clean fun. You gotta love Jerry's Jokers.
They are great. Add to the atmosphere here at Williams Stadium, no doubt. As Harper trying to get free, finally upended as he goes flipping to the ground. That was Javon Scruggs there, a freshman from here locally, making the tackle on special teams.
Matt, you know what else I like about Jerry's Jokers?
What's that?
They look like the Jack Nicholson from the first Batman.
Yeah.
And that's the look they're going for. And he sort of creeped me out. I met those players from ODU turn around sometimes to look at those guys, and it's a little creepy.
They're good at what they do, no doubt about that. As a little option, little one-hop pitch, ball's free, Liberty falls on it, and it goes from bad to worse for Old Dominion. That's Austin Lewis, the freshman, with the fumble recovery, and that option pitch, that didn't stand a chance.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. Yeah, didn't quite get it up into his chest. ODU's got to be able to shake this off. And I do like the simple fact, if you're a Liberty Flames fan, that as they like to say, the Sharks smell the blood in the water.
Yeah.
They really have smelled the blood in the water. And, that defensively, that's the attitude you have to take. You can't let them breathe. And when you get them down, you have to knock them out. And Liberty's defense have done a good job of that.
Mason Cunningham coming into the ball game now, replacing Buckshot, so get him a little action as the handoff goes up the middle. Pickett picks up 3 or 4 yards. Cunningham, JUCO kid. Take a look at his numbers there last season in very limited work. Junior out of Shelbyville, Tennessee. Played in the Morehead State game a year ago. Not the arm Buckshot has. Not a lot of guys have that arm, but they really like the way he runs the offense. A mature kid. And you love opportunities like this. You don't know how many you're going to get them throughout the year to get some guys a little game action, because you just never know when, in this game, you're one injury away from having to call on him. Pickett trying to get outside and takes it down inside the 5-yard line. Peyton Pickett starting to settle in and rumble a little bit as he's up over 75 yards on the ground.
Yeah, Matt, you said it just right. At some point in the season for Liberty, there's going to be an injury. There's going to be something that happens along the way. These guys who are coming in the game right now, they need to get quality reps and play quality football, because they're going to be called on at some point in the season.
First and goal for the Flames at the 5. Cunningham throwing to the end zone. That pass broken up. He was looking for Caleb Coleman. Coleman, an interesting story just in that he and ODU quarterback Stephen Williams played the same high school together. In fact, it was Williams' senior year, both of their senior year.
Pass interference. Defense, number 5. Ball be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
There you get the penalty. But Coleman actually caught 13 of the 31 TD passes that Williams threw in that senior campaign. So he's trying to get himself a little bragging rights here in this ball game. They took a shot towards him there on that pass. Now they go back to the run. Pickett lowers the shoulder, rumbles in, and the Flames continue to pile on. They're going to run out of fireworks before this one's done.
I don't think anybody saw this coming. This game was at 17-10, and then Liberty made some of those explosive plays that we talk about, and all of a sudden it's gotten out of hand, and they're going to have to head across the border into South Carolina, get some of those illegal fireworks that they have, and bring them back over to Virginia real quick. Just put them in the trunk.
You don't know anything about those, do you?
I don't know anything about illegal fireworks.
Yeah.
Never done it.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Never putting a blanket over them in the back of a truck.
Yeah, you don't know anything about that.
No,
nothing.
never.
That's not how you do it.
No.
Flames offense. They've gone down in the second half and have hung 38 unanswered points here in the second half. They've done it a variety of ways. We've seen it through the air. We've seen it now on the ground. They've been effective running the football. 3 rushing touchdowns here in the second half. They have it all clicking here in the season opener and the FBS opener for the Flames. What is it they say at this point? It's all over but the crying.
Yep, as they, was it Frank Gifford that said, sang the turn out the lights, the party's over.
Yeah, we'll let him be the one to do it, but yeah.
I had to sing at some point tonight. I wanted to sing the Brick House song, but that hasn't gone so well for Brick House tonight, so we didn't get to go there.
It was a rough night for Mr. Brick House.
Yeah. It's my goal to sing at least once a game.
Once a game.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have you singing before the
that's
season.
Maybe a little bit tougher deal. What a night, though. What a night for these fans. What a night for the people. You talked about. You opened the broadcast talking about Chip Smith.
Yeah.
First football recruit in Liberty's history.
Yeah.
Scored the first touchdown. For people like that, that have been way back in the day, to see Liberty and this program come so far, to see them reach the highest level of college football now, and to see them on this stage have the type of night that they've had, has to just be so satisfying.
Yeah, Chip Smith, this one's for you. You go back and I watched the story on Chip Smith that you guys did, and for him to decommit from the University of North Carolina to follow a vision of Dr. Jerry Falwell and come to a startup program, that's an impressive thing to do. And so, Chip, if you're watching, this is a proud moment for you.
No doubt about it. The crowd has been chanting at school president Jerry Falwell Jr. Somebody on the video board a moment ago held up their phone and had asked, "No school Monday." They're trying to get out of class because of this win. Remember, that happened when Liberty beat Baylor last year. They canceled class on Monday. No, once you get to this point, you're supposed to act like you've been there before, right? Isn't that the way it works?
Yeah.
There you talk about the journey this program has been on, the road to this point, to the FBS level. 73 the first season. 1988 made the jump to what is now FCS. And here tonight, playing in their first game as a member of the Football Bowl subdivision, and boy, what a memorable night it has been for the Liberty Flames. There's a little offense from ODU running the football. That was Brandon Sinclair on the carry. New quarterback in there, guy we saw earlier in the first half. That's Blake LaRussa back in there. He looked good when he was into the first half. LaRussa came in, was 4 for 4 for 40 yards.
Don't be surprised if Coach Wilder gives LaRussa a chance in the future. He stepped in the game and did some good things.
Back to Sinclair again. Wrapped up, taken down there by Remington Green, young linebacker the Flames really like. As the clock ticks under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. So next week, Liberty will go on the road, and boy, a tough test at Army, a team that was really good a year ago, one of the top rushing teams in the country. They did lose to Duke last night, but it'll go on the road to Army. You've actually played in Army during your playing days in North Carolina, right?
Yeah, funny story. We played, loose ball.
Ball comes out. Liberty covers it up. Chappelle Morris with the recovery, and it goes from bad to worse for Old Dominion. Everybody getting involved for the Flames tonight. Chappelle Morris, a young man, JUCO transfer, actually quit the game for a couple of years after high school. A lot of people told me, man, you gotta get back into it. You gotta do it again.
There's the trash can.
The turnover trash can.
It's a turnover can. Oh, there's a name for it. Matt, we need to find out what the name for that can is. What the story behind the can is.
So the Flames get the ball back, but you were saying you played at Army, going back to that story.
Yeah.
Back in your playing days.
Yeah, it's funny. I was team was played for the University of North Carolina. We had a chance to play Army. I believe it was 1990, and it was right as the Desert Storm war was going on. And so we're heading to West Point to play Army, and we find out the night before the game that Norman Schwarzkopf, the general of Desert Storm, is going to give the pregame speech to Army. And Mac Brown was our head coach, and Coach Brown called a special team meeting. It made him so nervous because Norman Schwarzkopf during Desert Storm is giving a speech to the Army football team pregame, and we said, Coach, just hold on a sec here. We got a pretty good team ourselves.
You guys win the game?
And so, sure enough, we took care of business and won the game. But those guys from Army were flying around.
They're going to be doing that again next week. Speaking of some of those big guys flying around, Matt Kamari joins us from the studio. And, you know, Matt, you've been a part of this program, around this program for a long time. How do you kind of put into perspective what you've seen tonight?
It's just been an incredible game. It was a great way to open up the FBS era. Offensively, the offensive line specifically has played great, kept Buckshot clean all night. And if you keep Buckshot clean, he's going to make those throws. They haven't given up a sack tonight. And coming into the game, we knew that Old Dominion was really good up front. They had some NFL talent up front and could get to the quarterback. These guys have really performed well tonight. And even the second group that's in now, finishing up, you know, some would call it mop-up duty, but these guys they just scored a touchdown. They're still moving the ball. This offensive line as a whole unit has played really well tonight.
Absolutely, and we'll hear more from you guys here coming up on the post-game show as Frank Boyd has come in, takes the carry. A couple of nice runs from him off the bench. And, you know, a game like this, remember, Liberty's had a lot of scholarships, right? So they've got a lot of new bodies, a lot of new faces. Game like this, the beauty is you're getting so many people involved, so many people getting playing time, so many people doing positive things that they can build off of going forward, that there's a lot of value in these last, 5-10 minutes, even with the game well in hand.
Yeah, no question whatsoever. It was funny. I was speaking with Marshall Roberts, the defensive back coach at Liberty, and he talked about the JUCO transfers that they brought in and the level of maturity that those players bring to the game and to the team. And he's starting to say these FBS kids that they're getting in right now are a different type of kid, and they are focused. And so those, if you get the right type of junior college transfers to come in, JUCO transfers to come in, it can make a big difference to your program.
Yeah, and it certainly looks that way. You talk about some of the guys making plays tonight. Are some of those folks as Liberty in the victory formation. Look to salt this one away, and what a night. 595 total yards. They probably lose a few here over the last minute 43. But the job that they did offensively, 242 yards on the ground. That running game averaging just shy of 7 yards a carry. They have gotten it done tonight, and boy, it has to get this Flames fan base fired up for the rest of this season. And boy, what a a tough schedule certainly as you look at Army. Then they come home for Norfolk State, which they, that's a lower level opponent certainly, but then North Texas. You got Troy on the home schedule. They end up going to UVA and Auburn later in the year. So there are a lot of places where you can kind of test yourself against the very best that this game has to offer, but you can't start much better than they have tonight.
And when you're playing this kind of schedule and the FBS that Liberty's getting ready to run into, you enjoy this victory tonight, but it's back to work.
And Turner Gill, you're not going to get a lot of emotion. If you thought you were going to get him jumping up and down, that's it right there. That's Turner Gill excited right there. That's it. It's back to work. Yeah. This is what we expected. Take care of your business. This is what, now let's go do it again.
Hands on hips, ready to go and get it done.
He knows it's a long season, but you like to start fast, and the Flames have done that here with the win this evening, 52-10, the final, as Liberty in the second half just puts the hammer down and pulls away to win big over Old Dominion. A couple of guys that respect each other a lot. They've gotten to know each other over the last couple of years, and Bobby Wilder and Turner Gill. And I know both of them hope that this series can continue into the future as some fans making their way onto the field. to celebrate with the Flames players, and they got a few more fireworks in the back of the truck they're letting loose right about now.
They already got back from South Carolina.
Yes, Liberty celebrating the victory tonight, and boy, a lot to build on as you go to Army and what will be a real tough test next Saturday. What a game. Started with DJ Stubbs, big plays from Antonio Gandy Golden, Buckshot Calvert slinging it around. Flames looking sharp in their opener, and we certainly appreciate you tuning in tonight. So for Joe Yock, I'm Matt Warner saying so long from Lynchburg, Virginia, where the final score, 52-10 Liberty. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation